Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hunter Base Podcast. What do Maverick Hunters do when they're not hunting Mavericks? They go back to the base, recharge, shoot the shit. I'm your host with the most, Zeromaster, and just a quick disclaimer before we get started. I just want to let everybody know that ads will be active during this. We're probably going to be yapping, so I won't be able to stop the ads. So just, hang tight, and hopefully everything will be good. And my guest tonight is someone you may know, and if you don't, you hopefully will get to know them soon. It is the wonderful PizzaMaid. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for the subs and the hype train. That was unnecessary, but
Well,
appreciate
I
it.
saw that if I can get a head start on the channel points, so I can make you redeem the hoser
Oh
accent. So I figured
no.
I'm playing the long game. I'm
Oh,
playing the long game here
you want that
tonight.
to happen, don't you? Oh,
Yeah,
why did I say anything?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Oh, he did it, or she did it. They did it.
Esky.
Yay!
I knew Esky would do that.
Yeah.
Esky and I talk about you sometimes and how cool you are, so I am not
Oh,
surprised
thank
that
you
he's here.
so much.
Esky, I will do that after we get through the first little introduction stuff. I will absolutely do that. I'll set the timer. Just I need a little bit to do that. So for the audience who maybe doesn't know who you are, can you give your like a little bit of a self introduction? Who you are, what you do, what you're about?
Sure thing. My name is PizzaMaid. I am a Fantasy Star content creator on Twitch. I also present myself as a Captain Android
Welcome
VTuber
to the Hunter
avatar.
Base. Time for your
Basically,
checkup.
I love to play all things Fantasy Star, whether it be the JRPGs, the online iterations, fan-made games, games heavily inspired by Fantasy Star. If they exist, I love to play them and I love to chat about them with friends. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
All right, awesome. And while you were talking, one of my notifications went out. I thought I turned these off, but apparently I did not. Let's see, just real quick. Where is professional streamer, everybody? Well, I've changed things the last time I did one of these podcast episodes because yes, it's been a while, guys. The last one I did was in October when our boy CJ Canadian Jutsu came back. One of my closest friends, my old podcast mate back when he made content, came out of hiding
Nice.
for the 50th episode. I'm like, can you come on the 50th episode? I know you got a busy schedule. He's like, hell yeah. And so we chatted for the first time in like forever. It was great.
Oh my God, congratulations on 50 episodes. That's wild. Like,
It,
that's quite the feat and the milestone. You should celebrate that for sure.
it would have been more because I used to do this bi-weekly, and then I was like, I can't do it anymore monthly, and then I'm like, I can't do that anymore, so bi-monthly, and then it just is like, when I have time. That's what it
Hashtag
became.
bless. I get it. I
Exactly.
hear that.
Exactly. But thank you all for coming by. Sorry if that thing plays off again. I'm still trying to control things. But yeah, no. So there is something I have to do, and it's for me. It's not just for me. It's also for Esky. But
Okay.
I have to play this because I think everybody needs. I think everybody would agree with me when I say
I want pizza, girl.
All right. That's all right. Yeah. Once you go pizza, I can't even rhyme that. Shit. My bad. I back it though. I back it.
watch out, watch out for that pizza. I'm gonna eat you.
No, I think you posted that also in my Discord as well, where you
I
posted
did,
the
yeah.
video, and I just kept playing it on repeat over and over. So while I was actually like outside IRL, I was just repeating it, and I accidentally said it in the middle of a supermarket. And I think the gentleman to my left, who was an older senior citizen, was like, "What'd you just say?" And I was like, "Nothing. I'm walking.
I
You heard nothing."
It's so funny because that is from a show called Key the Metal Idol, and it's something me and my roommate actually would even before we were roommates, we've been friends since ninth grade, so we've been friends since high school. We would just quote it at each other because it was such a weird line from that anime. And then recently, I was like, you know what? I should just isolate this and put this on my memes channel. I have a few YouTube channels, which I had to do because my two previous channels got copyright stricken to death. So I'm like, I'm just going to separate all my stuff into separate channels. So I made a memes channel so it wouldn't affect my main channels. And so I clipped that. And then that day, I linked it over. My buddy Esky had already isolated it and made it an audio clip. So I was like, oh, okay, that was fast. he likes to play soundboard stuff on my streams, so, or on his streams or anybody's streams. But yeah, no. And so we were like, I've spread it. I've also spread a couple of other things, but we won't talk about that right now.
Listen, you're spreading the pizza gospel. I can't be mad at that. In the name of the Father, the Son, and Little Caesar. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Boy, Little Kazers.
Little Kazar.
Little Kazar.
It's my boy, Little Kazar.
There's also something else I've been waiting to do.
Oh? Is it going to play? Are you going to play Under Oath? Because I was like, are we going to sing?
No, I can't. That will get me in trouble.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, DMCA copyright strikes. Yeah, it's fine. We'll do it when we're not recording. We'll just start singing Under Oath offline.
It's funny you mention that because I've been writing a script for a game, and while I'm writing, I put an album on. I'm like, you know what? I've listened to it a while. Act of Depression. I'm going to put that on. And I'm like, I am depressed by this album. And also, there's a pro-choice song I didn't know about not pro-choice, pro-life song. Yeah. And I'm like, I did not know that's what this song was about, but I still like the tune of it. Don't think they believe in that anymore.
Oh no, it's been a hot minute. But they were all about, all those solid state bands were like that way back in the day. They were like super like, this is what we go by, and then afterwards you're like, how many of them were secret baby daddies? I see you. I know who you are.
I guess the first question I need to ask is, has anybody said to you, because of your name, talked about, pizza DEEZ nuts? Jot 'em. Can I get some Jot'ems in the chat? Jot 'em.
Yeah, dude, you know what? I've had more people just be shocked, or they've been like, oh, that's a really good name. Or they'd be like, where does it come from? I'm like, we don't have to think too far deep into it. It was a thing. And, it was the, take a female kind of honorific with a type of food, because I was on a visual novel, like an Otome podcast for a short stint way back. And me and the other host, we talked about Otomes and dating sims, and, we were figuring out all the routes and calculating routes to all these visual, Otome games. So you get like the spiciest, like photos from certain VNs. And the coincidence that we both happened to have was we both had a name that started with the food, and then some type of like female, not prefix, but like honorific or whatever. So she was Sushi Geisha, I was PizzaMaid, and it kind of just stuck. And I tried switching it up, and everyone's like, no, you're pizza. You can't change it. That's it. It's stuck, and it's just stuck ever since.
Yeah. And just if anybody's wondering, because it's been a while since I used this, I still have my Cyborg Cat Girl, totally not inspired by a Kamen Rider model here. My Live 2D don't work, so I'm using I figured it was appropriate. We're both gonna like some kind of like cyborg hero lady, 90s inspired anime
it's a
thing.
Good
so
look. The thing is really nice is if I cover over, like if I put my hand over the screen, the little peekaboo part, it's like there's two cats, because there's the cat there and then there's a cat right below where your cleavage is. It's really nice. It's a very good design. It's really pretty.
You have a great design too. I am excited to see your Live 2D, which by the way, do you have a debut date set?
So there is a debut date.
Okay.
How do I want? I do stealth debuts. I actually don't do formal debut dates. Ever since I started with my first PNG tuber model, I always just released it without telling anyone, so everyone can have that oh my god factor. We'd be like, what happened? Did we break something? Where's the other model? And then they see the new updated model. So there is a date in mind. It is very, very soon. And if you follow the channel, or if you've been following recent streams, I have been dropping hints left and right. So if you dig deep enough, there are some Easter eggs littered in the channel, and you should have a good idea as to when it's going to go live. So,
well, I did just give you a shout out in the chat. So guys, if you're not following PizzaMaid and you want to follow that, not just her, but follow the whole lore of this drop, definitely go check out PizzaMaid's channel.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
You know what? I said it first. You take my thank you, and you like it. You like it real nicely. Thanks again.
So
this is gonna be a whole thank you sorry stream.
So I know, and I know about the Redeem Mask. I am getting to it. I just want to get a few questions out before I, go deep into the paint with my Canadian heritage. So like you laugh, but like there are people in my family who talk with a Hoser accent, and
Really?
like same city I live in, but they talk like that because of the people they're around. So like people, like if you ever want to know what someone from Ontario sounds like, especially rural Ontario, just watch Letterkenny. We all speak like that.
Okay. I thought you were when you told me about the Hoser accent, I thought you were talking about the singer who sings "Take Me to Church," but it sounds like Hoser is spelled differently. And I know that Canada has all those, like, you guys have a five brothers theory that each province or region of Canada is a different brother. I don't get, like, there's a lumberjack brother, and I think there's like a fashion designer brother. This is again something I heard years ago. I don't know if it's still relevant or not, but it's always interesting to learn about Canada.
It's so funny because I went to visit my brother who just had his firstborn actually a couple days ago, so I became an uncle. Or an uncle, because I'm gender fluid, so I'm both an aunt and an uncle. So my friend Eski, again, she's like, "You're an uncle." I'm like, "Okay, that
Yay,
works."
GG's.
He lives on the other side of the country in the province of Alberta, and things are so different over there than it is here. So it's so crazy to think, because like I'm like, "Oh, it's Canada. I know what Canada's like," and then I'm like, you go to another province, and I don't know who these people are, what they're doing, but it's different. It's probably like that way, I assume, for like people in the States too. Like you could go to, I'm sure that Ohio is different than Albuquerque. I don't even know if that's a state.
That's a city in New Mexico. So yeah,
Okay.
you're not far off. It's definitely different in different parts of the continental US. I mean, I think it's kind of a temperature based thing. I think it kind of brings out different types of people. So I base it all on temperature. I gauge it. I'm like, what season is it?
Yeah,
They're going to be nasty today.
it's funny you say temperature, because we've got a heat wave going on here right now in Canada. So I know a lot of people in my side on the Midwest are like suffering because of the heat wave that's going on right now. So, which is funny because I'm sure people who live in like the southern part of the hemisphere, like Texas or whatnot, are just like, yeah, that's normal weather for us. And I'm just here sitting sweating.
They're acclimated to it.
Just sitting sweating here at 35 degrees at like 7:20 at night.
Please stay cool and please stay hydrated.
I've got water. The AC's on, but the AC is in the hallway, and so it just kind of goes into my room. And the door's slightly shut because during the podcast I don't like to have outside noises. But or animals, because we got 2 new cats and they're gonna want to jump in here and be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Can I be part of this interview? Let me talk about myself. I'm a cute cat.
Oh, look, there's stuff.
What does this button do?
We just got 2 new cats. One of them, Petunia, who she's lovely. I love her. I think that I've been chosen as one of her humans. But she's like, she'll sit with you, and like a second later, she's like, "Oh, what's that? I'm going over there." And so like any picture I've gotten of her on my lap has literally been like, that was how I was able to settle her down for a picture, and then immediately afterwards, she's like, "I'm going for something else." So I opened my car after today and took a breath and burned my. Oh my God, Eski, you're feeling it too. Jeez.
Oh no.
Shout out to everybody who's in this heat. Just we'll get through this together. It's not August yet, but when it hits August, we're all gonna die.
Oh no! Please stay hydrated. All the ice cubes. Chase after that ice cream man, and if it gets too hot, just walk.
It's so funny.
He'll come back around.
Years ago, I always tell this story, but years ago, I went to go visit friends in Texas because there was a convention going on in San Antonio. And I went in September, and it was just starting to get I was driving to the airport, and I was just like, "Oh, it's fall weather. It's so nice out. I love fall. Autumn's my favorite time of year." So I was like, "Oh, this is great." I get there, it tells me it's 45 degrees Celsius, which was hotter than the hottest day in summer that year. And I get there, and I'm dying. My friends are like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "It's so hot. How are you not dying?" They're like, "I kind of want to put a jacket on." I'm like, "Are you insane? You want to put a jacket on in 40 degrees?"
It's definitely a difference of temperatures, and I'm so used to the tropical, like hot weather. I live in a colder region, and I hate the cold, but I equally hate the heat as much. I'm like, spring and fall; those are the 2 best seasons. Winter and summer can just eat it. I hate it. I hate it with every fiber of my being.
I love it. So let me, now that I've trailed off like I usually do, let me get to my actual questions. So obviously, when I came to find you, I found you because you were playing. I like retro stuff, and I saw that you were playing retro stuff. I think the first time I raided into you as I was playing. Oh, I was playing Final Fantasy IV. That's what I was playing, and I was like, I need a raid target. Anybody got anybody? And then like somebody said your name, and I was like, oh, they're playing Phantasy Star. So that's kind of like that's an RPG. It's the what used to be the biggest competitor to Final Fantasy back in the day. Why not? Let's do it. And ended up that you have a really cool community. I don't participate in the Discord that often, but when I do, it's always been a nice time. And I always get a notification if I posted a stream in your little section there for all your streamer buddies that somebody's liked it, and it's always you. so
I like to support and lurk where I can.
I don't like to spam. So a lot of the times if I'm in other people's Discord like promoting stuff, I'll delete my old post. But then like if I see you liked it, I'm like, I shouldn't delete it. Because you took the time to like it. So I will just not sometimes, and sometimes I will. So I see how many people post your shirt, so I'm like, I'm not spamming. It's like everybody's getting their shot. Everybody's shooting their shot out there. But this leads me to my question. So obviously I know that you are into like RPGs and stuff. What are some of your favorite games in general? Like just doesn't have to be retro, could be anything new, old, indie.
I would say for myself, I've always been a huge fan of MMOs. Like, there's something about the social aspect of MMOs I've always enjoyed, and that kind of leans towards like my earlier influences of like World of Warcraft and Rift and whatnot. So that was kind of like a big thing for me. But when I was younger, I mean, we had an NES and a Sega Genesis. So a lot of the games that my siblings and I've really played were a lot of tube shooters. Like I love Gyrus from Konami. That's one of my favorite games.
Good choice.
Gyrus. I mean, anything that's, great 8-bit classical music is always, a big one for me. And I love fighting games. Fighting games is kind of like that, that glue that's always kept the family together. Because it was like, oh man, we got to resolve who's going to do the dishes. You know what? Get on over to the SNES. We're going to put in Street Fighter 2 right now. We're going to find out.
I'm so happy you said Street Fighter 2 for the SNES. That's like one of my favorite fighting games of all time.
I'm personally a huge fan of a lot of the Capcom titles, like Darkstalkers, huge on Rival Schools as well. So, I mean, those are the ones that I was kind of raised on, as well as even like rhythm games too, like Parappa the Rapper, Jammer Lammy, Vib Ribbon on the PS1. Those are kind of like the things that were very formative for me when I was younger. So
it's so funny because I say that oftentimes that I'm just a slut for Capcom because of the stuff they make. Like, I don't know if you caught this, but my username is a Mega Man reference.
I had an inclination, and I was like, but a lot of people could do that. So I was like, maybe you're also a huge fan of like hackers, and you're into Zero Cool, but you wanted to switch.
Oh
it up
my!
to, like,
I'm so glad you made that reference. Oh my god, I love hackers. Mess with the best. I like the rest.
I was actually just recently like rewatching it, and I was like, man, I should have went with the name Acid Burn, and I chose PizzaMaid. I made a poor life decision. Damn.
Hey, it works out, and I'm sure a million people have used that since, right?
So, I'm sure of it.
So the origin of my username is it was a Mega Man fan site that I just ran from like when I was in, I guess what you would call in the United States and other parts of the world middle school, but it's still elementary school for us. It'd be like grade 6-ish, 6, 7-ish. I started running. I'm like, oh, I taught myself how to code HTML. I'm gonna make my own Mega Man fan site. So
I love it. So wait, did you frequent like message boards then too? Were you part of like those like BB like message boards where you would post and be like, hey, come to my fan site at zeromaster.geocities.ca.
I'm glad you said GeoCities because all my sites are built in GeoCities because of how well it worked with HTML and stuff. So
yeah,
that's why I love the new. That's why like when I finally launch my new website, I'm going to be using that like spiritual successor NeoCities. Like that's what I'm going to be using.
It's actually really, really good. Like it gives me really strong Netscape Navigator vibes. If you like open it, you're like, oh, my browser just feels different.
Like my website is going to be, I'm literally going to use my old HTML and CSS knowledge because here's another just factoid about me. I graduated from college the first time in 2007. I took web development and graphic design, a skill that I could not use in 2007 because everything was freelance. So I have a skill that I almost never use, and it's super outdated. It's like Web 2.0 stuff. So I've decided, like, when I launch my website, I'm going to program it like it's like the early 2000s, and the website's going to look that way. And I hope it works on mobile. That's basically the way that I'm thinking.
Living for it. No, it'll be fine. It's going to work out great. But I want the link to that too, so I can like it and be like, oh, going back to the good years of the internet. Let's go.
Yeah. I'll be sure to do that because I do own. It's so funny. I couldn't get Zeromaster.com, but I do own the URL for Zeromaster.ca. So I'll just have to redirect to that when I finally make the site. But I'll also keep the NeoCities like URL because people who want to go old fashioned be like, so geocities.com/blah blah blah. You'd be neocities.com/ and it'll be the same thing. It'll be great.
You just have the website view counter at the bottom that, like,
yes.
You know, it's like 40 people have visited since this and this date.
Yes, I want to do that. I miss those little like button icons, and you know when like fan sites used to have like affiliates, and their affiliates would be all those little tiny buttons that of like a character. Like I was friends with somebody who ran like a Dragon Ball Z fan site, so I had their thing on there. They had mine on their site, and oh man, those were the days, man.
I miss that so much.
It's so nice to talk to somebody who knows what I'm talking about. These days, okay, these days, I'll talk about how I used to customize my MySpace page, and even that is too old for like people I chat with sometimes in this community. They're like, "What's a MySpace?" I'm like, "Oh God, I don't feel so good, Mr. Start."
I actually had somebody who recently followed the channel, recognized my voice, and reached out to me through I won't say what a certain email address, a personal email address of mine, and they're like, "Hey, do you happen to remember this and this name?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Do you remember me from Zenga.com?" I was like, "Oh my God, did you just bring up Zenga?" No, you did not. They're like, "It's me," and I'm like, "Holy shit, you're still alive. How are you?"
It's so crazy that people connect like that, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't speak to any of my old Guy Online friends because I'm pretty sure they all moved on. But one of them happened to be friends of a friend of mine from the voice acting community, and it was awkward because, well, I'm not going to get into it. That's all I'm going to say. People did what they did in their DMs.
They played Connect 4. I got it. Yeah.
Yes. We played. We played. What do you call it? Twister.
Battleship.
Twister. Yeah.
It's Twist. Oh, Left Hand Blue. Left Hand Blue.
Yes. Left Hand Red, if you know what I mean.
I'm a happily married woman. I don't know what you mean. I'm a right foot green. I'm a right foot green kind of bitch. I got this. Green is me.
And so another thing I was going to say is, like, I don't know if my design is familiar at all. You mentioned MMOs. I'm assuming you played Phantasy Star Online too, right?
Yes, base PSO2 as well as PSO2 New Genesis.
I haven't played New Genesis yet, but I did play the original. So, my design looks probably very similar to something that's in the game. It might not even still be in the game, but I was like, I played as a purple haired cat girl in that game with glasses, and I had green armor because green's my favorite color, purple's my second favorite. And then how I came to my VTuber design is I was like, I really like this character I made. I wonder what they're like on their days off. And I'm like, well, if she's wearing that heavy armor all day long, she's probably going to want to wear the most comfy thing possible. So I got this art piece done up of I hired this person on Fiverr. I'm like, can you like draw this character but just like in like a long sweater, like thigh high, something really comfy? And that's how the design of my VTuber came. I was like, it's her on her day off. Her day job, she like does stuff for the union in the or whatever it's called in PSO2 group. But her days off, she's
an Oracle.
She's a comfy streamer girl, and that was my whole origin.
Listen, it's the wonderful thing about MMOs, and this is a thing I tell people. I'm like, if you ever feel like there's a lack of creative inspiration and you want to become a VTuber, because anybody can become a VTuber or a PNG tuber if they put their mind to it, go to character creation and click random. That is literally Pizza was based off of an AC scratch off, and whatever I got from the AC scratch off, that was going to be my character. It could have been male, it could have been female, it could have been cast, it could have been Newman. It just wound up being that I got a female cast android ranger gunner. So I got a Rakasil. And I was like, well, I'm going to make this work. And I too did pretty much the same thing. I just commissioned someone on Fiverr to make my PNG tuber model. And then someone had said to me, they're like, that's a really great model and all, but you're using AC parts and pieces from in-game and Sega. What if they find you and they want you to take it down? You should have an original design. I'm like, that's a good point. So I ended up commissioning someone to do Pizza's current design. So
yeah, this armor is legally distinct. So like I was like it's I couldn't figure out how to explain it because I'm not an artist or whatever, but and then my friend Zevnog, which shout out to her if she's here, she's like, she gave me this, like she's an artist and she drew this like blank like faceless like blank cat girl body. She's like take that in paint and just draw on it and then send it back to me. And so I did, and she's like, okay, I get it. And then she made it a million times better when she made my character sheet. I was like, that's what I meant. How did you know? She's like, because I told you to draw something in paint.
Well, it even looks like with this current design that I see here too, just with the way that the tail looks, it very much reminds me of like the Sato mag. And I'm like, you're giving me strong Sato vibes on this. And it's like, you're either like a Viridian Sato, and I back it to the fullest. So it's a good look. I like it.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get, there's other versions of the armor as well that I'm hoping to get done at some point. But as somebody who is in real life a IT contractor and is currently between contracts, that ain't happening anytime soon because that's expensive. So,
understandable. Yes, you're not wrong. It's like, it'll happen when it happens. I can save my pennies towards it.
You've gone through the live 2D thing right now, so you probably know.
Yeah. I wanted, when I finally made like the conscious decision that I was going to jump from PNG to live 2D. Thankfully, the community has been so great in being supportive with, subscriptions or donating and really helping out, that a portion of it was funded from the channel, but I had been saving up as much pennies as possible because I was like, I want to try to take care of this, to the fullest of my ability. So it's a lot. And then finding the right artist is, I think, sometimes the bigger stress. That was my big issue for a very long time was, stumbling on someone who saw my vision and can capture the vibe of what I wanted in 2D sense. And I was really fortunate with who I found.
Contract, be able to afford commission, or some asshole will have to urge to draw and throw it. All right. Hey, Esky. You're already doing enough artwork for me. Besides, you have your own model to deal with. Learn how to do your own model, whatever, on your own first. I swear, this guy.
I hope to see Esky's design soon too. Esky, you're gonna do it. Is Esky a PNG or a VTuber model?
He has a VTuber model, but he's redesigning it. I don't know if he's actually drawing the model or not. I know that he's an artist, but I don't know if he's gotten to the point where he knows how to do models. And I mean, with his skills, he totally could. Like, he drew PNGs for when me, him, and Sky and Karama did River City Girls together. We all had our own PNGs of us cosplaying as the characters. So you've drawn your own character sheet. Yeah, exactly. Model artist in mind. Yeah, exactly. So he's working on it. He's working on it. But yeah, he's been talking about this design for a long time, and he sent me bits and pieces, and it's so cool. If you like demon designs, it is so cool.
Listen, I'm here for it. It's very funny. Like, I'm typically not the dark fantasy demon type person, but my husband is. He's very deep into like that dark fantasy stuff. So I've come to grow to love it, especially with like his love of like Castlevania, Kingdom Death, things of that sort, sir. Yeah.
Is he a fan of like both Classicvania and Metroidvania Castlevania, or? Uh-oh. Pizza?
when we got our pets, we named our first pet Aria of Sorrow, and it was kind of our goal to name each
Aw.
pet after a Castlevania game. But when we saw our dog, he just didn't look like a Rondo of Blood, so we ended up naming him Darby after the pro wrestler Darby Allin.
I see.
We broke the mold. We broke the mold after that. But he's definitely been one of like the older like Castlevania fans. I don't know if he would be a Castle Metroidvania fan. That would be something I'd have to ask.
Okay, gotcha. I'm very much a classicvania cat myself. Though, to be fair, today I've only beaten one Castlevania game, and that's Super Castlevania 4. But that's so far been my favorite of all the ones I've played. So
nice. Have you done this? Have you tried the Symphony of the Night like randomized like that?
I haven't even tried regular Symphony of the Night. Actually, a friend of mine, who also happens to be a maid VTuber of some kind, maid gamer Claire, she's a huge Castlevania fan. Symphony of the Night's one of her favorite games of all time. I think she has every version complete in box of that game. And I do like to do these things called sit-in collabs, where somebody who is like very familiar with the game can sit in and make sure I don't mess up. And so we've been trying to plan a collab of Symphony of the Night where I play and she sits there and makes sure that I don't go the wrong way, basically. But fortunately, she's going through some like health stuff right now, so she can't stream for a while. So we've been talking about it for years, and I just said, just take as much time as you need. Like, I'm not in any rush. We will play this game. You'll make me play this game. Like, I know that she's
it's
like
not going anywhere. I promise.
I can't say for sure, but I bet she's just vibrating, waiting to let me play this game and watch me experience this game. So I know it's gonna happen because it's her favorite game of all time, and I'm sure she's just like you must play a game. So. Yeah.
Now, are you and your friend Claire also fans of like Iga? So you're into like Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, all that kind of stuff as well, or is it just strictly like Castlevania?
I don't know if she's into Bloodstained. We've only talked about it a little bit. I mean, personally, I'm a Curse the Moon 1 and 2 fan, but
okay.
And I thought I backed Ritual of the Night on Kickstarter, so I played it. But I when it comes to Metroidvanias, like I just don't like a huge time sink in like I love side scroller platformers are some of my favorite. I mean, Mega Man's my favorite game franchise of all time, so if that'll tell you right there what kind of games I'm into. And I have to my audience complained about how many 2D platforming games come out that are roguelikes / Metroidvanias. Because I'm very much the type that's like, I'd like my game to be done in 3 hours. Just give me a game and give me levels. That's me. But I'm not saying I'm opposed to those games. Obviously, there's some I like. Shantae's kind of not really a Metroid-like game, but it's more of an action action adventure platformer, which is kind of like a Metroidvania, but not as like backtracy or backtracking ling. I don't know the word, but you know what I mean. Like I like those kind of games. I just am like. I have so little time, so I'm like, I don't want to spend, 80 hours on, a platformer game. I'll get sick of it eventually and want to move on to something else. And Eski is asking permission if they can send you his PNG if you want to see what it looks like.
Oh, yes. I love to always check them out. It's so exciting because it's fun to see designs. It's kind of matching faces to names. It's always so exciting. I'm like, look at you. I love it. So yeah, most definitely.
So it is approved.
I approve.
Just the gif of Knuckles going, approved. Okay. So my phone's charged up enough, so yeah, I know. I'm getting the timer out.
Watch me have to constantly be like, can you please repeat what you said? Your accent's mighty thick.
Remember earlier when I said I may have to say the F word a lot because I'm Canadian? When I go into the thick of it, into the hoser, it's almost a requirement. So if I start dropping F-bombs left and right, you're welcome. That's all I'm saying.
I have a sailor's mouth. I'll probably just follow in your footsteps, and I'll just probably repeat after you, where you'd be like, fucking boot, and I'll be like, fucking boot.
Well, fuck, buddy. The timer's already started. Shit.
Oh, that sounds... no, not Scottish. What am I
should tell you... Do you want me to tell you the most hoser thing I can say? Should I give it to you? Should I give it to you? I can give it to you slow or I can give it to you fast. Depends on how you want it.
You just aged 2 decades after one dialect change. But please go continue. Yes, I would love to hear it.
So the other day I heard that Timmy's had the roll up to rim going on. So I was like, oh, I got to make a Timmy's run. I said to my buddy, he's like, oh, grab me a double. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah, buddy. I'll grab that for you. He grabbed me one the last week. So I thought, oh, it's about time I get him one. So I head on over to the Timmy's and I get there and there's this guy who's just fucking like giving her, just going like, he got to be going like over 88 clicks down the street, almost smokes an old lady in the face. Luckily, somebody stopped her before she started crossing the road. And I was like, fuck, buddy, he's got to slow down or else the coppers are going to get on him. And so I went there, and their roll up the rim was all out. So I was like, fuck, buddy. I guess I'll just go home, sit on the Chesterfield, watch the hacky game. The Leafs are probably going to lose anyways.
Hacky game? I was waiting for you to follow it up with a don't you know, but I think that's a U.S. Midwestern.
They use don't you know. We use fuck, buddy.
Oh, fuck, buddy. Okay, gotcha.
Just going out for a rip, you know?
Now. Oh, that's it. Mate, it's hard to explain, mate. It's just like one day you'll just be with your mates having a look in GD and you might fancy Curry Club at the Spoons, but your lad Calum, who's an absolute ledge and the Archbishop of Banterbury, I think I just went Welsh. I'm so sorry. I think I messed it up. I immediately went to the United Kingdom. That's on me. You can keep going.
Don't you just fucking hate it when you're out having a dart and buddy blows a fucking hole in your new coat and you're like, fuck, bud, I just got this shit. So I tackle him in the snowbank.
I just feel like I heard somebody like that sounded like a line from either the movie like Snatch or like the Boondock Saints. I'm getting different areas while I'm listening to this accent.
Some people have told me I sound like I'm from Wisconsin, but I think Wisconsin is a little different. You know what I mean?
I'm horrible with accents. I don't do accents. The only accent I can do is Brooklyn, and it's not good.
I do watch a lot of Red Letter Media, so I get the Wisconsin. Especially the older episodes when they're not as good at hiding it. I hear it all the time. But yeah, no, some people say it sounds a little like Scottish or Irish or whatever, but that's kind of like what we're baked from, right? Because our earliest ancestors who came over here to Canada are like could be like potato farmers and stuff like that. Like it's deep in the pain with that. I got a little bit of Irish, I got a little bit of Scottish in me. I'm actually like quarter French, like French Canadian, but like can't speak a lick of the language. Don't ask me to say anything in French. I can read it, I can't say it, and I can't speak it, but I can read it. If you give me some text, I might be able to figure out what they're saying and be like, oh yes, that's right. I sometimes watch movies with the French subtitles on because I can understand what they're saying, but in terms of like what if it's out in text, but do not ask me to speak it because I don't know most past illness pas de Francis, which is a very terrible way of saying I am not French.
The extent of my French is from the old Muzzy commercials. Je suis la juve. That's all I got. That's it. Anybody talks to me, I'm like, je suis la chuvie. Whatever that means, on it. There you go.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir, bud?
Oh, that one too. Yeah, that one and we. That's really the extent of it. But the Muzzy commercials could only teach me so much, and then they started going into German. It's gonna throw me off. I gotta stop here. So.
It always reminds me of like that one Family Guy quote where they're like oui, and Peter's like, oh wait, is that really how you say yes? Yes. Well, hold on. I go take a wicked yes.
Oh, so good. It's so good.
Didn't I tell you I used to be a voice actor? Well, I guess I still am, but I mostly direct these days, so I am good at a few things.
How does one get into that? Because that's always an avenue I found so fascinating, and I'm not one for accents, but I am one for like, different pitches and like timbers and whatnot. Like, how do you get started into voice acting? I'm very curious.
So for me, I still got about 30 seconds of this left, so you're gonna have to bear with it. For me, I really started doing like parodies online and fan dubs. In fact, one of my first fan dubs is with somebody who's in HoloLive now, but I can't tell you who they are because it would dox them. And also that fan dub is long gone, so you can't watch it anyways. But for me, okay, the timer's finally over, thank God. For me, I really, just did parodies and stuff, and I'm like, if you were ever around on the internet during the whole abridged series craze, when it first happened, actually that's how I got my start. Yeah, so there was this thing type of internet parody called an abridged series, and it's basically it's taking a show and shortening it in length, but also making fun of it.
Okay.
Uh, Yu-Gi-Oh! The abridged series was the first one that started it, and then there was like other ones like Naruto, and then I had friends who were even in the Dragon Ball Z abridged, which is probably the most popular one out these days. So basically, you just like took an episode or a couple episodes of an anime, you shortened it, and you basically wrote a script of like jokes, and it could have stuff to do within the anime episode or just stuff you made up. So that's how I got started, because a lot of characters would be over exaggerated, and once I learned how to be like overly animated, I learned how to do proper voices. When I like to do the person who drew this model, I guess we would say my model mama, Celeste, she likes it when I do what I call my vampire voice. It's just like a smooth, like light British accent talking kind of guy. I call it vampire.
Well, you're the
because
Phantom
it's
of the
just
Opera.
yeah.
I was gonna say Phantom of the Opera. Is that you? Like that
Phantom
kind
of
of
the
deal?
Opera. I mean, I guess I more think of like a bored Dracula.
Okay.
Like
okay.
if you look at like the Japanese art design of like Dracula from Castlevania, him being like, I'm bored, there's nothing to do around here, bring me a woman, things like that.
Yes, I see it now. That makes it is more vampire. I think you're on point with that.
Alucard, where did I go wrong with you? All D's on your report card. Your mother's not going to be happy about this one.
I can only imagine.
But like I've done
work.
like, I think the most popular project I ever did is there was an abridged series of this anime called KAMEN, which is about it's an all girls band. It's like one of those like slice of life animes. And when it first came out,
the four girls?
yeah. So
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
when it first came out, me and other friends of mine who were guys, because like I'm gender fluid, but like I present IRL male, and I still, for the most part, present male in a lot of instances. But basically, I'm saying you can't mess my pronouns up because it's all of them. So my essentially, like, we decided at the time, we're like, hey, we're all voice actors, we're all dudes, let's just do our version of this. And it's our version of doing like girl voices. I can't do I played Yui in that, and I can't do the voice I did for it anymore because of it like at the time I did it all the time, so it's like I was so trained on it, but I haven't done it in so long that it's so hard for me to do that voice. But I like that trained me to do like, say, a child voice or something like that, because the advantage that a lot of women or females have in the voice acting and actress spectrum is that kids, like little boys, easy. That's an easy one. Just like everybody, I tell people, I'm like, if it's when I'm directing them, especially when I get a new voice actress, they're like, I don't know how to do a little boy voice. I'm like, okay, think of your favorite little boys from all those animes, like Pokemon, Ash Ketchum. Do your best Ash Ketchum impression and then modify it to something that's a little more comfortable. Stuff like that. That's a little advice that I give to people. So if they're like, oh, I'm gonna catch all the Pokemon,
I was trying to catch like a younger boy. I went immediately to Trunks from Dragon Ball Z, and I'm like, I'm not getting it.
Trunks is my favorite.
I had it and I lost it.
Trunks
That's
is
a
my
good
favorite.
I think Laura Bailey does the voice acting for Trunks, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
At
I'm
least
talking
the
about
thing-
future. I was thinking of Future Trunks. That's my favorite. But like, I think Little Trunks is great too.
Yeah, I was trying to catch it.
Hey,
and I was
Dad,
like,
if I beat you,
wanna-
we can go to the park, right? That's my best. That's my best attempt at it.
You can't tell right now. I'm clapping. I can't do that. Well, I mean, I can, but I won't do it publicly. But yeah, I like that. That was good.
I tried my best. I tried my best. Also, I can just do this.
Ta-da! That's a good one. I'm glad you have a soundboard. I am my soundboard.
I normally don't use a soundboard. I collab with people who regularly use soundboards. It's so funny if I get into a collab room with both Eski and my friend One Roll, because they both use soundboards, and it goes a little crazy. Like if one of them plays fart reverb, the other one will. So I'm just getting like hit with it. Eski, I saw that. I saw that. Basically, I have to make all my words sound like cat puns or end them with meow.
Oh.
All right, I'm getting the timer out.
Oh, this is good. This is This is so much fun. Good job, Chad. Good job.
Now, have you ever seen the movie Super Troopers?
Actually, it's been years since I've seen it.
That's basically where it's from, Meow.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Do I have to meow too, or is it just you?
You can do whatever you want. It's all up to you, Nya.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, Meow.
Oh, meow. Is that where the ara ara comes in?
Oh no, I have a separate redeem for that, Meow.
I screwed that up for a very long time. I thought it was just like a shortened of arriba. So I'd be like, arriba, arriba. And they'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I think this is like Shakira. I don't know.
You have a unique one then. Arriba, arriba. No.
Exactly. Andale. Vete pa allá.
The first time somebody redeems an RR, you make it like really cheap, so a first time chatter can get it, and you just start going arriba, andale, and they're just like, what?
Well, for the longest time, I couldn't do the ara ara because I naturally roll my R's longer than I think typical ara ara, and then they do it with this like very raspy like. And I'm like,
I can't roll
I'm
my
like
R's
choking
that well.
on my saliva. It's a native. It's a Latina passive kind of thing. Like English is not my first language, so it's very easy.
You could have fooled me, Meow.
You know what? We gotta thank Mama Maid for that one. Mamacus Prime is the one that taught me English in order to start school because the ESL program wasn't a thing at the time. So she didn't want me to be left a year behind. So she purposely started teaching me how to read, and she forcibly asked my family. She purposely
That works for
taught me how to
read
read with a newspaper, and yeah.
Ooh, that kind of works.
Newspaper.
I gotta practice that.
Yeah,
I
there
practice
you go. Exactly.
I'm not good at purring.
Well, I was originally from Puerto Rico, and so I was a native Spanish speaker. So she forcibly asked my family to ask them to stop speaking Spanish in order to help me learn English. So that's how I did it. It was all by newspapers.
That's so funny because my Kamiyoshi and the one who actually told me to become a VTuber, Iron Mouse, is Puerto Rican.
Oh, I love Iron Mouse.
I love
when Iron Mouse gets mad. I'm like, one of these days, if I ever cross paths with her, I just want to talk food with her and be like, girl, you get some mofongo.
Little Kazers.
I would never use little Kazers. She'd be like, what? I'm like, no. Especially when they start talking faster. Well, it's funny too because certain dialects of Spanish, especially predominantly with Puerto Ricans, they speak very, very fast. Like,
I learned this from one of my favorite comedians, Fluffy.
Oh, okay. So because like the long running joke is cero no cero cuatro cero cero, and everybody's like, "What did you just say? The hell did you just say to me?" It's like, no, it's a phone number. It's an old commercial.
My favorite is when she reacts to his doing like different the way different different Latinos speak Spanish, and she's like, as soon as he gets to like he's like, and Puerto Ricans, they talk like there's a time limit, and she just hears it and she's just like, that's true.
It is. It's so spot on. And then you're like, you better stop that. I couldn't, especially if they're doing like soccer games or some type of sporting event. They go so fast. If you can't follow it, you're done. You don't know what's happening in the game.
Now, I could just imagine what ES sports esports commentary would be like for like the ES Street Fighter community, and they hire Puerto Ricans to do it. Could you imagine?
I would pay for a StarCraft, especially based on how fast the APM clicks are in an ESL StarCraft match. Having Spanish commentary on that, they would be right on pot. For every Zerg raced player, they'd be on it. They would know exactly what's going to be the next thing anyway. I would love it. Make it happen. Somebody make it happen on the internet, please. Let it be a thing.
It's funny. I was just thinking in my head, these days. When I typically use my voice acting stuff, I use it for the Blue Twitch. I can't say the name of the site here because I'll get in trouble, but the wink wink kind of stuff, if you know what I mean. Meow.
I
know you said you were Vanilla, but still.
Is it the one with the butterflies or is it the one with the birds?
The one with the oh god, I can stop cat game. The one with the starts with an F and ends with Ansley.
Oh
my god, she's too pure, guys.
Why did my head go to forensic science? I'm like, is this a criminal
this married
justice
woman
like
is
TV
too
show?
pure.
Listen, my husband hates it. My husband had to explain to me what a thoughtmobile was because I saw it. We literally were at a Sheetz and we saw a car that had the license plate thoughtmobile, and I'm like, "What is that? Is that like the word thought without the UGH?" And they just could only fit so much on the license plate. And he's like,
"Sometimes you can only fit so much." You know.
I had no idea what it actually stood for, and then when he told me, I was like, "That's stupid. Just say the whole thing. That's dumb." I hate it.
It's just
I don't.
It's just with Twitch, I have to be careful because I've already had a run in. So
it's the criminal justice website. It's the Law and Order website. It's about forensic science. Just
the forensic
roll
science.
With it.
So like one thing I want to get better at is like I do most of my acting these days is for that kind of content because that's my other side hustle than regular streaming. I did say I was VP of LTN, and I already told you what that was. So,
yeah. Thank you for giving me the letters too, because I would have been like, "Is that the little
Lewd
translation
Tuber
network?" little translator network is what that is.
Oh my goodness! And so like I'm like I should try to figure out how to do this in other like languages. Like maybe just sit down and actually read out some French. And I'm like, I need to know some. You're probably the wrong person to ask because we've already discussed about how you're Vinyala, but I need to learn some Spanish sexy words.
Well, there's Ricky Martin, there's Menudo. We've got Menudo. Ricky Martin used to be in a band, a boy band called Menudo back in the day. We've got J-Lo. We've got Flan, which is a very good custard dessert. Like when I'm thinking inappropriate, I'm like, it's all desserts.
Cover me
in
in flan.
Bub bands. cover me in custard flan. It's a great type of pudding.
Oh no, don't cover me in custard.
Yeah, don't do it because that shit's expensive. Everything's inflation right now. Don't you waste your money on food.
I'm sorry, I'm not into inflation.
Oh, I meant the monetary version. I will. Every time you say Jotum, I think of jorts and I go straight to John Cena. Our heads don't go in the same direction, and it just completely just. You say one thing, I think that we would be the worst at telephone.
It's so funny because like I think it's the second or third time we brought up wrestling, but I don't know anything about wrestling. But I did watch the McMahon doc recently. I'm a very much a documentary person. I like watching documentaries, like learning how things were made. Actually, funny story. You know what my film school was, because I wasn't allowed to go to film school? It was watching behind the scenes stuff on DVDs when I was younger and on VHS. Like Star Wars, how was it made? I used to be a Star Wars nerd. Like I still kind of am a Star Wars nerd. I'm going to quote the wonderful movie Battlefield Earth be like, before I could spell my name, I was able to write Star Wars. Like literally there's a picture of me. I think I have a scan of it somewhere of in kindergarten, just at the drawing table, couldn't draw, was never a drawing type of kid. Wish I was, but I never got into that. I would take a piece of paper, fold it in half, like it was a book, and just write Star Wars over and over again. Cause that was the only word I knew how to spell because I was such a Star Wars nerd, even at like 3 and 4.
So did you go to Disney World and do like the Star Wars experience? Have you ever done any of that stuff?
God, you know what's funny? That part of my life I don't remember. It was like when I was 9 or 10, my dad took my dad took the family to Disney World, and I don't remember any of it. I remember It's a Small World, and that's about it. And it sucks because I can remember stuff from like really, really early on, like being like a child and remembering the first word I knew how to spell was Star Wars because I saw the word a lot, because it's at the start of the movies. And so like stuff like that. And I can remember stuff from kindergarten and stuff, but like those years in elementary school, like before, like I think grade like 6 or 7, it's just a blur to me. I don't remember any of that. I'm sure like if
Man.
somebody like hypnotized me or something, they could unlock the memory, but I have a bit of a memory problem. I don't like remember stuff a lot. Like kind of bugs my roommate sometimes because he's like, I'm like even yesterday, I'm like, oh, you're going to hang out with your buddy Steve? He's like, no, dude, I'm going to work with him. I told you that. I'm like, oh, I forgot.
I'm horrible with memory too. I'll be in the middle of conversation of somebody doing something, and then 5 minutes later I'll ask them, "Did you do this?" And they'll be like, "You were just talking. I did this. Did you not pay attention to what I was doing?" I was like, I was so distracted. Like my focus is I've got like popcorn brain is the best way I could describe it. I'm like, I got popcorn brain. Sometimes I remember, sometimes it just completely is a kernel. Doesn't pop. So
that's like, it's funny. Like I'll remember the stupidest thing. Like I can like, I wasn't not allowed to play video games during the week when I was going to school. But I was allowed to read up on them. So I had magazines and like the guide for Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. So I like remember things like what level certain Pokemon learn levels, like attacks at. I remember that stuff because I sat down and memorized that shit because I'm like, if I'm not going to play it, I'm going to get ready for when I go to play it for the first like 151 Pokemon. But like, if you were like ask me what I did Tuesday, I have no clue.
No
what
idea.
I did. There's not room for that. There's not room in my data banks for that. I have to remember what level Nidoran learns double kick. It's level 12, by the way, if it's yellow, but if it's red or blue, it's level 48.
You are literally, you remind me so much of Sam, my husband, because my husband is very much the same way. He will tell me he is a big on facts about Japanese pro wrestling, like valets and like groups and whatnot, as well as comics. And as I'm brushing my teeth, he will like rattle me like some unknown fact that I'm not aware of. But if I asked him, be like, "Oh, did you remember to pick up like soda or something at the store?" He'd be like, "Oh, I forgot." I'd be like, "I literally just asked you 5 minutes ago. Where did it go?" And he's like, my head is filled with knowledge." And I'm like, "Yeah, about comics and pro wrestling." He goes, "I know. I'm so sorry." So
I'm the worst for that. I'll go on a trip to be like, "Yep, I got to pick this thing up at the dollar store or at the Walmart or something." And I come home with stuff that's not it because I'm like, damn it, the one thing I was supposed to grab. I've had to remind myself, I'm like, okay, if I need it, write it down. Google Docs is in your hand. Write it down. Because if I don't, I will forget, and I always forget to write it down. I'm like, oh, I won't forget it, and I just do immediately.
I'm the token family member that has to remember the birthdays, especially his side of the family. And that's when they realize, they're like, we're really glad that you married our son because you remember our birthdays, and he remembers to text us when you remember. So thank you for that. I'm like, you're welcome. So I get it.
I'm such a calendar person. I'm like, if it's an important thing, it goes on my calendar. Otherwise, I'll forget it. Like, for example, one of my partners, Karama, her birthday happened to be 2 days ago on the 20th, the same day my nephew's born. So now I'm not going to forget my nephew's birthday or one of my partner's birthdays.
Belated happy birthday. I hope it was a good birthday.
She's probably still at work. She's probably not here. Unless you're here.
There's VODs for that. It's fine.
She's also like my lead mod too. So like I specifically have like an emote for her because her nickname is Kermama, and this is like she gets the band hammer out if people start acting up.
Oh, laying down the law. You gotta like that. I support that.
She's a feisty red-headed dragon lady, and I love her, but she will lay down the law if you cross her. So
we all have that one mod that's like, listen, you don't mess with them. That's I mean, I have many amazing mods in my community, but one in particular, Ravendweir, she is actually a mod for Twitch Plays Pokemon. She's like,
oh really?
I believe
That's
she
awesome.
has like a, yeah. She has, I think, I believe that she has this like secret like setup like where she just knows like this person must be banned. Like before I even know, I'd be like, oh okay, got it.
Like you just imagine them
like,
with
okay.
like 6 monitors and they all have different people's chats open.
Or I just imagine she's like Penny from Inspector Gadget, that her book is a computer and she's just good to go.
Oh
I'm
my
like, go
God.
ahead, Becca.
I had to explain to somebody yesterday the brown bricks meme because they didn't know what it was. Oh no. Oh
What's
no.
the brown
Pizza,
bricks meme?
please.
No. Oh no. I'm sorry. Wait. Can you elaborate somewhat, and I could tell you if I've seen it or not?
So, do you know what an AVGN is?
That's the angry. I don't know him personally, but the angry video game nerd.
Yes.
Or nerd?
So
Okay,
when
I'm
he was
familiar with it, yeah.
when he was making his movie, he left his friend Mike to do content on the channel so it wouldn't get stale. This was like over 10 years ago now. And he made this one Minecraft video where for some reason he drew Inspector Gadget, and Inspector Gadget was the co-star. And so he'd say things, I'm going to make brown bricks with Minecraft. And everybody, it's the worst video, and everybody makes fun of it. And then he kills him in the end. He's like, "Oh, look, a free iPad." So if you just imagine Inspector Gadget playing Minecraft, that's
Now I kind of want to watch it, though. I'll tell you that much.
It's a terrible video, but it's funny with that context. It's so. I'm always on duty. Brown bricks.
With the little like propeller hat just flying away with his like trench coat.
Because Mike was the one who drew all the like he was costumed as some of the characters in the AVGN show, as well as he like drew like the title cards for the first like 100 episodes until it's like no more of that. That's too much. And so he drew Inspector Gadget and made like a little PNG tuber almost of him for when he talks.
I love it.
Just before PNG tubers were a thing, that's the funny part. Be like, I'm always on duty. Oh, look, a free iPad. You're gonna watch this later, and you're gonna be like, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen," but it's great.
I don't care. Please, I've seen plenty of silly stuff on the internet. I'm part of Homestar Runner. Are you kidding me? Every time somebody like I see with a dinosaur, I'm like, Trottor! It's all good.
Burninating the oh, God, I could go on. I love that. My God.
I love it so much. Those are great years. Those are pinnacle like internet years. So good.
I thought you were for a second you were going to bring up MS Paint Adventures, because so many people are like, I'm into Homestuck. I'm like, you mean MS Paint Adventures?
No, I'm familiar with it, but again, I was more into like the Homestar Runner, the Strong Bad emails. I absolutely love those. Those were like my weekly, like those are my happy place. Like I know a lot of people were big into Penny Arcade, and here I was just getting ready for my next.
Lost has become
email.
Such a fucking meme because of
I didn't know what Lost was. I am maybe the 1% that had no idea what Lost was until my husband pointed it out to me once when he was looking at some states, because somebody made a meme about states during the election, and somebody purposely did it as Lost, and I had no idea what Lost was.
I literally just typed Lost in the chat.
Okay. I do know it. I do know that one well. It took me a while because I was not familiar with it, and at first I was like, he's showing me like UPC bars, and he's like, I'm sorry, do you not know what Lost is? And I'm like, no, should I? And he was like, where were you through the years of this point and this point? And I was like, I was a goth kid, and I was going to shows and working in the music industry. I didn't have time to look at the internet like that.
Esky, you know you can't send me to the Shadow Realm. My roommate just gave me an earthly birthday present of all the Millennium items.
Oh, even Io said, he goes, is this Lost? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh man, it's funny. Like it used to bother me, and then I'm like, oh, I see it. Even like it's funny. One of the funniest things is like I talked about earlier, but my Kamiyoshi is Iron Mouse, but like I live through her now through like clips because I have no time to watch her streams because I'm usually streaming when she is. So it's like that's the duality of becoming a VTuber. You don't have time for the things that you used to have. So you just watch them through clips.
VODs are my friend.
I don't even have time for like I was like, oh my God. One time when I was just sitting around, I'm like, oh my God, Gigi Mooding from HoloLive English Justices live. Oh my God, I can sit in her chat. And I literally sat there. I'm like, I'm so used to looking at this person from clips that they're probably not. I'm not used to their long form content. And so I was like awkwardly just sitting there being like, huh, this is different. That's what happens.
I'm still learning the whole terminology of the VTuber thing with the Oshi, the Kamiyoshi, and certain things. There's some things I still don't fully understand, and people ask me all the time. I'm like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe.
Like Oshi's like a favorite, and Kamiyoshi is your absolute favorite. So like,
okay,
yeah,
I can do that.
You are someone's Oshi and someone's Kamiyoshi. I guarantee you.
Well, actually, I did. I had somebody found me from the virtual YouTuber wiki, and
Oh,
they
really?
found the brief snippet of lore that I posted. It's not very long. It's a paragraph at most. And then they managed to find my Discord server, and then they proclaimed that they were that I was their Kamiyoshi, and I didn't know what Kamiyoshi was. Like, I thought they were cursing me out, and I was like, "The fuck did you just say?" And so I finally had to ask my chat, and I'm like, "Chat, what is a Kamiyoshi?" They're like, "Oh, pizza. What did you do?" I go, "I didn't do anything. I just got a message on YouTube comments. They're like, 'Don't respond.' I'm like, 'I already replied.' Like, 'Ah, pizza, you've got a Kamiyoshi for life.' I'm like, 'Oh no, is that good or bad?' They're like, 'No, it's good. It's good. It just you weren't prepared for it. You had no idea what it was.' Okay, got it.
It's an interesting feeling because like my chat knows and you kind of know because I said, but I've been making content for a long time, and so like I've moved to different types of content. Like I was streaming before I became a VTuber, and the VTuber thing just kind of happened and it worked out. And so it's one of those things where it's like it's always like to me, it's something special. It's like I do this for me. Like I do this to have fun or whatnot, and if people show up and have fun as well, that's just a bonus to me. But really, it's the people who are like, "Hey, you like I love watching your streams. Like you're my." If somebody told me I was their Oshi once, I was like, oh, "I am." Somebody likes me that much, and the ones that really get me are the people who are like, "You doing this keeps me going," and it's like that's good. I'm helping someone. I'm happy that my dumb little stream helped someone. You know.
Yeah, and that's honestly like I started streaming back in 2017, and at the time I was a face cam streamer, and I was just streaming basic Final Fantasy 14 content, and I had to take a break because a lot of life changes were happening at the time. My then boyfriend, now husband, had just gotten engaged, so we were planning those next steps of our life, and then the pandemic hit. And essential workers, and for the years that we were essential workers, I really was operating on one. I was isolated from my family because we were essential workers, and many of them have like immune deficiencies as well as they were old or pregnant or expecting, so we had to be isolated about 3 years. It was just me and him, and it was just us going to work and coming home for about 3 years straight. And so it took a toll on me mentally. And that's the whole reason I actually got back into streaming, was to kind of break that mentality and mindset of the constant, like, I have to be on the grind, constantly on the move. That's why I started streaming again. And when I came into starting as a VTuber, I just wanted to play games to, one, have that distraction, because the world can be really bleak sometimes. And I wanted to, kind of find some type of escape, even if it was just for a short while. And the extent and limit of my streams is 2 hours twice a week. That's realistically what I can do.
I can only do more. I can't do much more than 2 hours. Like on the weekends, I'll do like 3 hours plus. But like, I used to be just twice a week, but I'm like 4 times a week now. But it's only because like I can give myself 2 hours to play games and hang out with people. That's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah, and it's nice to see though that the community that kind of curates from it, because like you said, you have those people that approach you that you're like, you helped me get by through those hard times, or people who even say kind words or kind gestures, like, I appreciate that, you're very consistent in when you're streaming and what time you're streaming, because it gives me something to look forward to. That's one of the best feelings. And I tell my chat and my community all the time, I'm like, the highest compliment you can pay is just being here. Just being here, even if I'm not, like, you laughed at my jokes. That was the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. That's all I'll ever need. So a little thing goes a long way.
Because I've been doing like Let's Plays for years, like I'm used to talking to absolutely nobody. There's this joke that I have during like my Let's Play videos where I'm like, sorry guys, I'm not talking, but literally I look at the waveform and I haven't shut up the whole time. I just got used to talking to absolutely nobody. So, and because I've been doing like content for so long, a lot of like new streamers will come to me and be like, hey, I don't know how to talk when there's nobody in the chat. And I'm like, I just say, well, you're playing a game. You're thinking stuff about the game, how cool it is, how awesome it is. Don't just think
loud.
Say it. Yeah. Think out loud. Exactly. Or I say to somebody, they're like, oh, how do I start streaming? I'm like, well, pick a game or a topic or something that you will not shut the hell up about. Like a game so good, like the back of your hand, that you're like, I could talk hours to nobody. And I could give you as much information as possible. Pick those games, because then when people come to you, they'll be like, oh, they know this. Like, I really love Monster Hunter. I've been playing the Monster Hunter series since the first game on PS2. So like, if I'm playing that game, even if I've got nobody like that, like I usually do Monster Hunter on Wednesdays with my friends, but if they're not around and I'm just doing stuff solo, I got stuff to talk about. I could talk about the like the oldest of the old stuff, because I'm definitely like, you know, very old hat with a lot of that stuff. And there's a lot of people who came into Monster Hunter, for example, when it became popular with World and Rise and now Wilds, because, and people don't know, oh, there's like a whole series of games before these. It's like, yeah, I
Monster Hunter 4 wasn't the fourth game, I promise you.
It was
I'm pretty
not,
sure it
no.
was the 12th.
Oh yeah, no. I just recently played Generations Ultimate, and people were like, "What Monster Hunter game is this?" I'm like, "It's Generations Ultimate." I'm like, if you want to experience old Monster Hunter in the nicest way with the most content, get this one, because you'll get to experience the jank, but the jank at like the nicest way possible, because it's not asking you to do your attacks with the right analog stick, like stuff like that. So people are like,
Boy, oh boy.
yeah, like somebody brought up that there was analog stick stuff. I'm playing through Devil May Cry 2 for the first time right now, like the whole series, but I'm on 2.
Ooh.
And I'm like, my friend came, he's like, yeah, you can do this stuff with the analog stick. I'm like, do you mean like Monster Hunter? He's like, no, not like that. It's a different way. I'm like, oh, it's because I'm so coded to be like, right analog stick is camera or attack button. So
It's like, are you sure it doesn't work the way you think it works? It's like, no, that's just for that Capcom series, Zero. You're like, are you sure? Can we try? Can we just
I'm
check?
playing
Like,
another
you can
Capcom
check.
game. It would make sense. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there's like some cracked code. It's got to be like up, down, X, Y, X, Y, A, B, A, B, start, select, or something like that.
That's a Konami
So.
code.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. It's been a minute.
But it's funny. It's funny too. Like people like will see, like will be like, I want to try out Mega Man. I don't know where to start. I literally just tell people just play Mega Man 11. It goes on sale all the time. It has an easy mode. It teaches you how to play. You don't need to go get an NES or get the Legacy Collection. You can just play 11 and get used to it. And then if you like that, you can go back to the older ones, and then you can see what it's like to suffer.
Well, that's the one thing is usually when people come into my channel, especially when I'm playing some of the older fans. Like, do you remember when this happened back in 2000 or when it happened back in like 80 something? And I'm like, actually, no, I started these games backwards. My introductory to Phantasy Star was base PSO2. And then I just started playing them more recently and I like them more. And they're like, what really? And I'm like, yeah.
It's so funny because, God, like I knew about Phantasy Star growing up, but I did not have, I was a Nintendo kid. So like until the N64, like after that we got a PlayStation 1 when the PS2 came out. But I was strictly a Nintendo kid at that point. Like Super Nintendo was my favorite console of all time, for example. And so like I didn't know about them. I didn't get into Phantasy Star until Phantasy Star Online, like the first one, because the servers were shut down, but there were fan servers for the PC version, and it's basically abandonware at this point. Like if you want to play PSO1, you have to play either the PC version with fan servers or just play offline on the GameCube version.
Oh no,
So,
you can play online. You can
you
play
can with
online still
those?
on the Dreamcast. With Dreamcast,
Oh yeah,
I actually
right.
I have the Dream Pie, and they're the Silverant servers. You can play,
but I mean, like
you can play live online.
But I mean, like for a base person who doesn't have like the like modem adapter and stuff, like if they want, they just have to play it offline. But like, I just remember like, oh, I can play this online because there's fan servers for the PC version. So that's how I got into Phantasy Star with the first PSO game. So
oh wow. It's nice because you have your PSO1, you have your Blueburst servers, whether it be GameCube or just Blueburst version. There's PSU private servers. There's so many different like amalgamations, and it's one of those things that like Sega acknowledges it. They're like, you know what, you're still giving some exposure to our franchise. We're cool with it. It's cool. But I'm waiting for the day, and I'm very worried about it because they've been doing this like revival recently where they're bringing back a lot of old classic titles. I'm like, they're going to do something with Phantasy Star. And I'm a little nervous that whatever they do means that, something may happen to one of the private servers. I don't know at length or which one. So I always have a little bit of worry where I'm anxious. I'm like, I don't know if I want them to announce anything new because I love the servers that I'm currently on now.
You think they might do like a PSO Classic or something like they did with WoW? Like,
I mean, there's a lot of back and forth, especially with like the Nintendo Switch 2, how it's picking up the GameCube library. I'm like, wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility if they wanted to bring, GameCube PSO. They could either do a remaster or a remake of one of the JRPGs. They could possibly do, you know, a remaster of the original PSO. Anything's possible. And with everything that they've been doing these last couple months, like with the announcement of the TTRPG books and stuff like that, I'm like, they're acknowledging Phantasy Star, and everybody knows that it's one of the most beloved titles for the Dreamcast. So I'm like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. So I always get worried. I'm like, that would be great, but I don't want to lose what I'm the community that I'm currently in.
Well, let me ask you, because you're a little more familiar with the series than I am. You know that like those Dragon Quest 2.5 HD games that they've been doing. What if they gave that to like the older Phantasy Star games, or they did like the pixel remasters for Final Fantasy? They did like a pixel remaster of like Phantasy Stars 1 through 4, stuff like that.
I mean, they did something to that extent. You have the Sega Ages version of Phantasy Star 1, which is really easy and really accessible. I mean, it literally has the maps for you, so you can navigate through them, which is a huge quality of life feature. And anybody that wants to start the Phantasy Star franchise, for the low price of like $6 or $7 download it. It's totally worth it. You can get it on the Switch. And plus, they also released they actually just closed it up, I think, in December of this past year. They had the Sega Genesis collection, the Mega Ages, the Mega Genesis collection, Mega Ages collection. I forget what it's specifically called.
I have it on PS4 and PC, so
it was available on the Steam. Yeah, I don't know if I got it on the Switch, but definitely got the Steam version, and that's how I got Phantasy Star 4. And you know, with some of the versions, like specifically for the Sega Genesis Mini 2, that version of Phantasy Star 2 is kind of like the easy mode version that folks are always like, if you're gonna play Phantasy Star 2, just play that version. It's easy to do. And Phantasy Star 4 and 3, they are what they are. So there's already kind of some modern takes on those classic games and franchises. So I don't know if they would do it again. Like, I'm still of the opinion, I'm like, I don't know if they'll do something new, or if they'll kind of give like the Atlas kind of like touch to maybe like say Phantasy Star 4, where it's the same JRPG, but it's, you know, a much more modern like game take in terms of like the RPG turn-based combat and whatnot. Anything's possible. Anything's possible, and I never want to estimate anything.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you there.
No, you're okay.
I was just like thinking that like Phantasy Star or like the Shining series are like two that like if they did like some kind of remaster, like people would be all over those, because like whenever you bring up RPGs in Sega, those are like the two ones that I always hear the most brought up. So I know that the Shining series is more like Fire Emblem, like it's like a tactical RPG, but still, like I still feel like something like that, you know, would be like really easy, and a lot of people would like want to get their hands on like a modern take on those, where, you know, for stuff like that. Because I mean, and I just like the Final Fantasy Tactics remaster that's happening. Like, I didn't expect that. I'm happy because I like Final Fantasy Tactics, but I'm glad that we're getting it. And I wish more and if they do more remasters, include an original version of the game, because that's what they're going to do. Like, so if you want to play the remastered way, you can do that, or they've actually ported the original games like code over to work on the newer consoles to play the original game. So if you buy the remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics, you get both, which is something I'd like to see more often, because sometimes a remaster will change things. But
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, no, I'm going to be starting the Gex games, because I got the remastered trilogy from Kurama again, she's not here, and I've got it all set up on my Steam Deck, ready to play for on Monday. So I guess tomorrow. So I'm going to play Gex. It's going to be Gex night tomorrow, everybody.
There's nothing wrong with that. That sounds like it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. There's a lot of games I would love to bring back and play that I'm like, oh, I wish.
I will say, it's nice having Gex 2 and 3 in widescreen with analog control for the camera, because holy crap, that's one thing that I'll say. Like, any remaster that happens of any game, you can remaster anything you want, but if you're going to do a 3D game, for God's sakes, map the camera to the right analog stick. That's all I want. That's all you need to do. Like, I'm gunning for a Mega Man Legends collection, and I know they're just going to put the original games on there if they do it, but Capcom, please, right analog stick, camera control, especially the first game.
I'm all about the fast forward feature because I am notorious,
Yes.
and I am so quick to forget it until like my chat will remind me. They'll be like, "Pizza, you got the fast forward feature." I'm like, "Yes, bless. I forgot about that. I can run faster."
It's been so nice
I
when I've
love
been
the
doing
fast
my my Pokemon Let's Plays because like I have to
Mhm.
emulate those games. I own them. I've beaten them. I dump my own copies. But like having the ability to speed through wild battles in Pokemon, it's like, oh thank God. It just makes
Yeah.
it makes less stuff for me to have to cut into my Let's Play, and it just goes faster. So stuff like that is what I do as well. So
Yeah.
I just actually I mentioned earlier about Castlevania. Um, I only finished Super Castlevania 4 because I had the ability to like fast like rewind because that game has a lot of
Really?
like it has a lot of traps that you if you're a first time player you're not ready for. Like a lot of like jumps and stuff. This is one of those things where like there's a game that came out that I received a code for to review way back. It's this game called Trophy on the NES. It's a
Okay.
newer game. It's a Mega Man style game, which I'm like, I think they offered to me because they're like, oh, you play a lot of Mega Man stuff. You know Mega Man. You like this. I liked the game, but it was made for the people who are like, I like the brutality of retro games. Like not, like the kind that's like, oh, this was made hard due to technical limitations or to stop people from renting the game. Not to purposely do it. Like I love the Mega Man franchise, but some of the jumps in those NES games are just barely makeable because they had to make sure you bought the game so you weren't renting it and beating it and renting it. I guess that's the flaw of like platformers that are just like that aren't Metroidvanias or what's the word I'm thinking of? Roguelikes that to make them
This feels
last longer.
I'm
Gonna
sorry.
work
That
hard.
just sounds somewhat like counterproductive, though, in a sense too. Because if you think,
Yeah.
I always assume that like the attention span of your average consumer, which was a certain age demographic, like they may have the attention span of goldfishes. If they're not into it, I was always under the impression like, okay, well I'll rent it once and I've never try it again. So it kills me that some
Mhm.
game developers are like, this is a good idea. We should do it this way.
I like to call that NES hard, and I know it's not just for NES games or NES like games. There are new games that do that. There are a lot of games and other things because obviously they were doing it because they didn't want you to just rent the game. They wanted you to buy it because
Yeah.
anything they could do so that they could get like your money out of it. You know what? I have to respect the grind. You got to do what you got to do. That's how the
Mhm.
NES had a 95% like market share in like the 80s because Nintendo did with Sega, and I know it doesn't work the other way. I tried. But it's like when new games come out with that, I'm just like, that's not what made those games great. That was just to get people to buy a game. You don't need to put those like impossible tasks. And you know what? There are games like that. There are challenge platformers out there. Definitely want those. Like Super Meat Boy, that game is perfect as a little challenge platformer. Or Celeste, perfect as a game as like a
Oh,
little challenge platformer. But don't put that in my don't put that in my like Mega Man style like retro inspired indie game because that's just brutal. Don't do that to me. But it's a fine game, by the way. Trophy is a fine game, so and it is available. You can get it physically on NES and everything too. But it is hard. I will let people know right at the gate. So if you're not a seasoned, like NES platformer player, I do not recommend it in that case. But if you want a challenge, go for it. It's still a good game. I just
you get the posterity of those games too. Like
mhm.
it's like Battletoads and the Turbo Tunnel level.
Oh
Like
my
those
god.
games are iconic, and people remember them because of that hard level, and people
Yeah.
try them now. So it's again, it's a double edged sword. It's like
Yeah.
it has its benefits, but it also has its disadvantages too. So
It's funny you were talking about fighting games earlier, and my mind just went to beat 'em ups because I'm a huge Double Dragon fan, and
ooh,
I mean I just played River City Girls 2 with Esky and my partners, so yeah,
oh,
I love
it's a
a
fun
good
one.
game. It's funny I don't normally like those open world like beat 'em ups, but I love River City Girls. I love it.
Now I'm familiar with River City Girls. I may have played it once or twice. Is it kind of similar in the vein of like Raid, or is it more like an actual like OG like rate like beat 'em up style game?
It's very simple. Did you ever play the original River City Ransom?
I did not. No.
So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a slightly open world, like beat 'em up game. It's in the same style of like a regular beat 'em up. Instead of it being like levels, you have to go around to find stuff, to find clues and stuff. The game has a map though, and it clearly marks where you need to go. So if you're like, you can figure out very easily where you need to go. But if you want to do side stuff and get whatever, like for example, when we finished the game, our completion percent was like maybe like 65%. So we beat the main story, but we didn't get all the stuff because I don't know. I'm very much a story guy. I'm like, I don't usually go off the beaten path unless I'm really, really into what that, like, if it's like a good prize, like an ultimate weapon or something like that. You know what I mean? So, So I'm very much I like to play the main story, and if there's extra stuff, I'll maybe do that after the fact, but very much that's what I'm onto. And I was even though I am notoriously bad with directions, so even though I was trying to
I'm right there with you.
It's funny because Eski and Kurama, again, they were the two chaos gremlins. They were always hitting each other with things and doing stuff. Here I am trying to, like, okay, I need to go here. We need to go here. I can't. And of course I'm going the wrong way because I don't have a good sense of direction. So it was just funny. Like, I'm the one who's trying to complete the game, but I get lost. Sky, my other partner, she just keeps falling in holes. And the other two are just hitting each other. So exactly.
Listen, I'm with Sky in the falling into holes. I'd be the falling hole person or going in the wrong direction. I'm horrible with any sense of direction. So I support it.
I'm like, you just fell into a hole. She's like, you can't prove that. And then I have a command that just clips my stream for me. I'm like, I can now.
I got the tapes. Check the tapes, Sky. Check the tape.
Yeah. She's lovely though. I could gush about her. She's not here probably right now to hear it, but she's so smart, but she has the ADHD brain, so she always is like, ooh, over here, let's do this thing. I'm like, did you do that thing? She's like, oh yeah, I'll do that later.
I gotta write this down.
I'm always the way I'm this, like, if she's having an ADHD moment, I'm like, Sky, where are your keys? And then she tells me to screw off because they're usually right in front of her. I'm like, Sky, where are your keys? Did you find your keys?
I play the Walla Keys phone game every time before I leave the house. Walla Keys phone. If I am missing one of the three, I'm going to be screwed.
Oh,
Walla Keys phone.
I do that. My friend Casey got me used to saying testicle, spectacles, wallet, and watch. And then I add phone and keys to that because I'm usually not wearing a watch, so my phone's my watch. So I'm like, watch, phone, keys. So
yep.
I can't leave the house without any of those things.
I actually have done that before. I've actually, because my car has a key fob, and my husband has one of the key fobs, and I have the other one. So he started my car for me, and I drove all the way to work and didn't, like, until I turned off the car and then realized, oh crap, I don't have my key fob. I just drove the entire time without realizing I didn't have my keys. I had to call him and be like, can you bring my keys? Because my key fob's at home. He's like, how'd you get to work and not, like, because my car, if it stops, it completely turns off and then turns on again when you're going.
Oh.
How I didn't get, like, stuck in the middle of the road is beyond me. I was like, I don't know how that happened. I made that work though. But I needed him to come drop off the keys after that. I was like, my bad. I have been watching G-Quacks. I'm a huge Gundam fan. I am.
Oh, I watched an episode of that the other day with Eski, and everybody was like, oh my god. I'm like, what's happening? They're like, oh, it's an alternate universe thing.
Wait a minute. Hold on. My hands are up in the air right now. You don't watch Gundam? Is this your first Gundam series? Are we having this talk right now?
My first Gundam series is G Gundam. Now, here's something you need to learn about me, Pizza. My favorite anime of all time is Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. I'm a super robot cat. I love super robot stuff, and that's why I've seen G Gundam, or at least most of it. It's been a while. I can't remember if I've watched the whole thing or not, because G Gundam is was the super robot show that they made because Gundam was not selling very well, and then they made that and it did okay, and then they made Gundam Wing and then it exploded again. But I know G Gundam, Gundam Wing, Gundam 00, and that's about it.
Are you sitting down right now? I just need you to take a moment because Sam is aware of this as well, and my chat is. Sam is also one of his favorite anime of all time is Gurren Lagann, and I will be honest with you, I love Mecha Anime. I love all kinds of. I've never watched Gurren Lagann in its entirety, and he's just, I'm so mad at you still. Like, that's a big point of contention in our marriage.
So let me make it easier for you. If you're like, we're gonna do this, you can watch the whole 27 episodes or just watch the 2 movies, because the 2 movies are the show with better endings. So
Was it kind of like Gunbusters, where you just watch like the Gunbuster movies and you kind of have the general gist of the anime itself?
it's funny you say that. Same people made Gurren Lagann, so yeah.
Wait, Hideaki Anno did Gurren Lagann?
Anno didn't do it, but Gainax did.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gainax. Okay.
Yeah.
Say no more. Okay, got it.
I love Studio Trigger as well. Like Kill la Kill, another one of my favorite animes. Even though it's just Gurren Lagann again.
They did a movie, if I'm not mistaken, and it has a guy named Leo, and I can't remember, but it's that same like very bright, vibrant, animated art style, and I can't remember the name of it. There's a deuteragonist named Leo, spelled Lio. It was a great movie, and right now the name of it's escaping me. I think it was from that same company, Studio Trigger.
Yeah, they did. Okay, so the same people. It's funny. Studio Trigger is made up of the people from Gainax who did the key animation, like most of the animation for like a lot of their like late 90s to like early 2000s stuff that had that very like, I don't know what you call it, like very like overly animated style, like the Fooly Cooly people basically. Like it's basically those people. And so I just love that art style, and Gurren Lagann is like one of those shows. I used to joke and say that Gurren Lagann will never be on Blu-ray because I don't think humanity's hearts can take that good of animation in high definition, so like it would give people heart attacks. But no, it's funny because like Gurren Lagann, like I knew about Evangelion because I'm, you know, I in my NEET years when I wasn't working and I had a degree that I couldn't use for anything, I collected anime at the anime DVDs at the local pawn store. So I have the very sought after Evangelion DVDs that have been out of print for years and years. I have the whole series with that, plus the movies that were with that original series, and that's how I experienced it. I watched those DVDs, and like I would pick up random things like Geo Breeders is a really fun series that I like, stuff like that. I experienced Tenchi Muyo on VHS because my local pawn store had the entire series on VHS, and so they're like $1 a piece. I'm like, all right, I'll take that. And just watch.
It's too good.
It's
so good though.
It's great. And so like in those years I watched a lot of anime, and it was like the perfect time because it was like the boom of like it was like that, like the post 2006 like anime boom where like seasonal anime started becoming a thing, like where they started doing new stuff. Like Haruhi was huge. Like there were so many like shows that would never get like some, like another good mecha series, not Die Buster, what is it? Die Guard, which is, I don't know if you've heard of, but I have
heard of it. It's
office workers who, when there's an emergency, they get in a giant robot. Like it's a great show. One of my favorite mecha series is a parody on all of Super Robot and mecha in general called Martian Successor Nadesco.
That's where I got my character design from. I'm trying to be like Mia. Oh God, what is her name? The female captain. Yuka Misamaru. That is literally where the inspiration for pizza comes from. It's
That's
from Yuka
amazing.
Misamaru. Yes, Martian Successor Nadeshko is one of the best. It's the best, and a lot of people don't realize that it's completely satirical. They're like, "Oh, that's
until
really
like the later half, and then the movie, like, and then it becomes serious, but like it's still a satire at that point too." So, because they're literally making fun of like when like mecha shows do that. But no, it's a great, like a friend of mine recommended it to me. He said, if you like Super Robot and mecha stuff, you are going to love this show. And I absolutely do. So I picked up the entire series on DVD because it was like $10 again at my pawn store. So I picked it back when you could get DVDs for like super cheap. And being somebody who wasn't working, I had very little income. So like getting like a whole series on DVD, like that was my week. Like that was my, like, I'm going to watch that.
Listen, Guy Daigoji is my spirit animal. I swear by it. That's my boy. Anybody, I'm like, you say one bad thing about my boy, 4 episodes, I don't give a shit. That's still my boy.
He's
Daigoji
like,
is the best.
He's like, I say that Guy Daigoji's speedrunning KAMEN now. And if you know what that means.
Yep, I do. It's now, see, it's funny because like the real big heavy influences for me back during around that time. I mean, of course, Evangelion was a big one as a kid. And it was actually at a really weird time, too. Like, my family in real life were like, we want you to explore and find your own personal religion. So I was watching Evangelion. Religious were going to be at the time. And that was a choice. I don't know why my mother did that, but I digress. So around that time, I was watching some of the most craziest stuff. So I was watching that. I was watching a lot of Chobits from Clamp.
Oh, I love
I was
Chobits.
also watching Serial Experiments Lane. Like those were the anime that I was watching, that was a pinnacle for me. And that was probably my high school years.
Pizza,
Yeah.
did we just have our Step Brothers moment?
Do you want to sing Boas de Vey in your mind? Because we can't do it live on here.
We just become best friends?
I think we just became best friends. Which
do you want to go do karate in the garage?
What's your favorite? What's your favorite magazine?
What's your favorite non-porno magazine to masterbate to? Good Housekeeping.
Fucking Catalina Wine Mixer. That's right. That's right. The fucking Catalina Wine Mixer. Thanks for tuning in. This has been episode 51 of the Catalina Wine Mixer. I've been your host, PizzaMaid.
It's funny. Like the first thing I said after my roommates like rearranged the living room, I'm like, so much room for activities.
What was the dinosaur that they said? Was it Stegosaurus?
Velociraptor.
It was Velociraptor?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought it was Triceratops, Stegosaurus.
The first time I saw that movie, by the way, I saw that with a friend, and I don't, even though it's legal here, I don't smoke the reefer that often, but I did that one time, and I just laughed so hard because and I remember how funny that movie is, and I'm like, how did I not die of laughing? I was so high, but I remember all of it and how funny it was. Oh my God.
Every time I watch it now, if I hear randomly, especially if you're someplace like the Hallmark store and you hear Andrea Bocelli playing in the background, I just think of, or Josh Groban, I think of that movie and I just cackle and howl. I'm like, oh no.
You know what I'm the worst for when it comes to quoting films is Spaceballs.
Spaceballs 2 is coming
I
out.
know.
I love Spaceballs.
I'm so excited.
I'm hyped. And the fact that Mel Brooks purposely went out of his way to not watch any of the movies past Return of the Jedi, so the director had to explain what happened following those movies, is literal gold. And even Rick Moranis is coming back. Of course, we're not going to get John Candy back, but I'm happy with Bill Pullman. I'll even take Bill Pullman's son. Whatever, it's cool. I'm game. Just bring back everybody else. I'm good.
I'm so excited for that. My brother and I used to quote that movie. I quote that movie all the time still, but he was the one who sent me the trailer. He's or the teaser. He's like, dude, it's actually happening now. It's not just a news outlet thing. It's actually happening.
Yep.
We're not going to get to see it for 2 years, but I'm excited.
I've actually considered, I was like, man, once I have the live 2D model up and running, I'd love to get type of asset where I can get Pizza the Hut and just put it on as a costume while I'm streaming for Halloween specifically. I have a Halloween costume for this year. But
yeah, except he ate himself to death. And up next, a review of Rocky 5,000.
I love it. So
my brother and I quote that all the time because he's like, Rock, my brother, what movie are you watching? Rocky 5,000. He says it like that too. And he'd literally be watching Rocky 5.
It's comb the desert.
I literally say that because of that movie, plus Nintendo Capri Sun says that when he looks for things in games. He's like, time to go comb the desert. Gotta find all this. Gotta look at every little pixel to find this thing that I missed. That's what I call it when I have to backtrack and I don't know where the thing is. It's like, all right, guys, time to comb the desert. Let's do this.
May the Schwartz be with you.
And every time somebody has to put a code in a horror game or something, like when I'm playing Resident Evil, I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's amazing. That same combination on my luggage.
I forgot about that scene too. I love it. What do you mean the password's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
That's something an idiot will put on their luggage.
Those were I loved those movies. I loved Flight of the Navigator when I was a kid. I watched Solar Babies when I was a kid. Of course, and then if you tell people about Running Man, they're like, the dance movie? No, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Did you ever watch it? They're like, what? And I'm like, yes.
Oh, Esk, you have a question for both of us? Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. Go on, yeah. And also to answer your other question, Eski, yes. Just tell me a date and time when you want to do it for G Gundam. When will then be now? Well, we're in now. Yeah. But when will then be now? Soon. How soon? You just missed it. Well, now. If you fast forward. I love that part. Oh, I hope they do. I hope they do. Even with the naked, like the new Naked Gun movie
Oh my
trailers,
God.
I had mixed emotions. I was like, how are you gonna pull off Frank Drebin as Liam Neeson? Until they showed the pictures on the wall, and then they were like Frank Drebin and a photo of his dad. I was like, okay, all right, I'm in. I'll watch it. I won't go to the movies to watch it, but I'll still watch it.
I need to
It's got
rewatch.
very strong airplane vibes.
I need to rewatch the Naked Gun movies because the last thing that I watched recently with I forget the actor's name, but you know who I'm talking about, right?
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen.
Or Liam Neeson.
Yeah, the last thing I saw, Leslie Nielsen. Liam. Oh God, that works too well.
I was gonna say, did they do that on purpose? Now that I think about it,
I wonder. But the last thing I watched with Leslie Nielsen in it was over Halloween. We watched Creepshow, and I'm like, I'm too used to like him burying people in the sand and watching them drown now, not the funny Leslie Nielsen. Oh
so
my God.
I notoriously love watching bad, funny movies with Sam. Like, are you familiar with like Samurai Cop?
I
or,
love
like,
Samurai Cop. Okay, pizza.
Yeah, like Kung Fury, things of that
Pizza,
sort.
my
Those are my
favorite-
jam.
My favorite movie of all time for years was Empire Strikes Back until I saw Miami Connection.
I didn't seek Miami Connection.
Okay,
Oh,
I can explain the
no.
plot to you in an easy way that won't spoil anything. It's about a bunch of orphans who train Taekwondo together. They all go to the same college. Oh, also they're part of a band. Their job is to be a band for a nightclub, which used to have the previous band got fired for them because and they were part of the gang that in the town of Miami that is controlled by cocaine ninjas who smuggling cocaine from Japan and have silent motorcycles.
I'm here for it. I'm not
It's-
mad at any of this.
It's okay. As somebody who I studied Taekwondo back in the day, and it's funny, my uncle actually knows the guy who made the movie. His name's YK Kim. He became a grandmaster of Taekwondo, so my uncle has met him because he's a sixth Dan or maybe seventh Dan black belt in Taekwondo. He taught me Taekwondo, my uncle. So he's met the guy, and I told him about this movie. He's like, wait, Grandmaster YK Kim made a movie? I'm like, yes, and it's amazing. All the fight scenes are awesome because it's actual martial artists doing it, but the rest of the movie is just so bad it's good. It's so
it reminds.
Samurai Cop
remember-
is so good too. I forced my brother to watch that when I went to go visit him. He's like, "Can we stop watching this?" I'm like, "No, it's great." And then he started pointing
Do
out the
you
times when he had a
remember-
wig on and he didn't.
Oh, there is an old TV show. If that is your alley, there used to be an old TV show, and right now the name of it escapes me. It was hosted by Shannon Lee, where people would fight. It was kind of similar to American Gladiators, but they were all different types of kung fu, like different martial art masters that people had to like fight against them. The name of the show escapes me. If you are ever in the mood to just watch something to heal your heart and heal your soul, you should look for it. I wish I could. I will look for the title of the show and I'll send it to you. I think it was called like America Ninja Warrior or Ninja Masters or Ninja Warriors.
Oh, I
can't
know of
remember
that.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That is right in that same similar vein of that and Samurai Cop. And you should watch totally. Have you ever heard about The Guardians?
Yeah, I've
The
heard
Russian Avengers movie?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So then that Turkish Star Wars, the
Yes.
whole nine. There's so many of those.
So-
like or Mecha Violator Hokkaido. Also
so-
amazing movie.
So I have to ask you because you brought these up. Do you know of or like watch any of Red Letter Media?
I may have watched it and didn't know that it was Red Letter Media. Like if I heard titles, maybe
Have
I
you
might
heard
know
of
some.
Best of the Worst?
Mm,
Because literally a lot of those B movies is what I found out. So this is a show you might want to watch. You can even just watch this in the background just to get things. It's these guys. What they do is people have submitted tapes to them. They pick random tapes or DVDs and watch them, and they're all terrible, like terrible movies. But they're trying to find the next so bad it's good thing, and so they have to just. Not only do they have to watch all 3 movies or 4, whatever, they have to then, after drinking and watching movies for hours, they have to sit at a table and explain each movie and then decide which of them was the best of the worst. And the best one will usually get like put on their like wall of fame or something like that, and the worst one gets destroyed. That's kind of how
3
they always
guys,
do it.
right?
3-4 guys.
It has 3 guys. Okay,
Yeah.
so there is one that they suggested that they started watching, and one of the people in my chat actually told me about it. I'm going to try to find the name of it. And you can actually watch the movie on YouTube, even though it
Yeah, a
came out
lot
in,
of them are like that,
2009.
thankfully.
It was the worst movie I've ever watched, and me and Sam did watch it. I'm gonna try to find it for you.
It wasn't one of Len Kabaczynski's films, was it? Like Curse of the Wolf?
No, it was oh my gosh.
Or Neil Breen, maybe. He makes terrible movies.
After Last Season.
After Last Season. Oh my god. They did a video on that.
I that was literally 90 minutes to 2 hours of my life I'm never gonna get back. And I was like, what did I? And literally we finished the movie and I just turned to Sam. I go, Sam, the fuck did I just watch? And he goes, I don't.
The reason I mentioned Best of the Worst is because if you are like looking for more of those kind of movies, that's all they do. They basically watch those and then they basically describe them and then like decide which one's obviously the best of the worst. But like that's how I discovered movies like Samurai Cop and things like. You ever heard of Surviving Edged Weapons?
No.
So
is that another Nicolas Cage movie where he saves the world using kung fu?
There's this Canadian film company that makes videos for Wisconsin police. One of them was called Surviving Edged Weapons. Now, I must warn you, if you get the original version of it, it's meant to be a police training video, but they added storyline and stuff to it and added like Hollywood effects and stuff to it. So it's hilarious and cheesy. I have to warn you though, the original cut, because it's a training video, has actual dead bodies in it. So don't watch the original cut if that makes you squeamish. There is a cut on YouTube that cuts all that out and just keeps the storyline stuff. It's just the silliest, like them showing people how to survive being like stabbed or like, you know, like really? Being attacked with knives, and they made a storyline for it, and it's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever watched, and it's so good. It's so good. But I have to put that disclaimer that the original version, the uncut version, does have real, you know, police footage and
actual live footage,
but there is a cut on YouTube that cuts all that out and just keeps all the good stuff. And so that's what I suggest anybody, if they go watch it. It's so funny. There's one part where like a guy's got a lady at like knife point, like a lady cop, and she goes to pick up she's like, pick up the phone because it starts ringing. She picks it up and drops the handle and goes, oh shit, and then flips the guy. As she goes to try to go for the phone. It's so funny. I'm like, oh, that would never work, but it's funny that you did that.
I'll have to look for it. I probably watched the revised version. I may not watch.
Yeah.
So I will keep my eyes peeled for it. Oh, that sounds good though.
Yeah, it's so good.
We love that kind of, like, that's kind of like the stuff we watch. Like, and it's like, the jankier, the better. We're gonna get good laughs out of it. I'm like, we'll make do. But some of them are just so painfully horrible that we're like, oh, yeah, like Shark Side of the Moon and whatnot. Like,
do you know what I own on DVD? I own Shark Exorcist on DVD.
Wait, Shark Exorcist?
Yes.
They came out with that?
There's this thing that happens on Best of the Worst. They sometimes get movies from repeat offenders, they call it, because like directors who make things. There's this guy named Donald Farmer who just made movies. He made movies in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, and he progressively got worse because digital technology came out and he realized I could buy a DV camera to film my movies instead of using film. And so Shark Exorcist is one he made with just it's random scenes put together with the worst CGI possible. And like there's this conspiracy that he, for some reason, has this fetish of like women writhing on the ground, like they're having like seizures or something. So there's like random shots of women, just like clothed women, not naked, like clothed women, like clothed, maybe sometimes bathing suits, just like writhing on the ground, like, you know, they're having a seizure or something. It's in a lot of his movies. He allegedly it's some kind of fetish, but we don't know. But it's in a lot of his movies, so people just assume it's like a thing. But like you can tell it's a Donald Farmer movie just by like the quality. Like if you watch one of his movies from the 70s or 80s, it was shot on film. It looks like an actual film, and actually he's done like actual films. But then you get to his newer stuff from the 2000s, which is all like on DV cams and stuff. It's so bad and so shittily done. The effects are so like cheap. You can tell at some point he's just like got complacent and didn't want to like pay for expensive effects and stuff. And it's so funny because Shark Exorcist is so bad.
Like Ed Wood? Is he trying to like do a Plan 9 from outer space?
No, Ed Wood actually tried to make good movies. I think this guy is just like, I'm just going to make this for as cheap as possible. Right on the ground.
Okay. Yeah,
and so like,
damn.
And like, and there's another, oh my God, you just reminded me of,
Oh, uh-oh.
What is it called?
It better not be the El Santo films. I love the El Santo films. Any
Suburban
lucha movies,
Sasquatch.
yes. I'm sure Sam is wanting to watch that one.
It's,
I don't think I've watched it, but I know I've heard that title before.
So bad, but so funny. Like it's like the best kind of like so bad it's good movies are the ones made by people who like think they're making something really good, and that's why like directors like Neil Breen, for example, like he keeps making terrible movies. Every movie he makes is worse than the last one. Like, for example, the newest movie he put out, he realized that stock footage exists and that he didn't have to go on location. So he green screens a lot of his film and then uses stock footage for backgrounds and stuff. And it's so oh God, his movies are they're so painful but so good. Like, and he's the star in every film he makes. He's just this guy who's like a I don't know, like a what do you call it? A person who sells houses. What do you call that? A real estate agent from like Arizona or something. And his passion is just making movies. And like, when I say passion, like he is unaware that people like watch his movies to laugh at them. Like he's blissfully, even though he goes to like theater screenings of his movies all the time, he just either he ignores it or like he just doesn't know that that's why people are going to see his movies. So anything made by Neil Breen is fantastic. Oh, and if you order his movies, he sends them to you on like a burned DVD. So like you buy
like a
him
clear CD case. You're
yes,
like, no.
yes, he's that guy.
Case.
He's that kind of guy. But like, and he made this like long documentary about how he makes his films, and it was so funny watching behind the scenes of all these things that he did. And it's like he always says that he's made 5 or now 6 full-length feature theatrical films.
I hear the air quotes with your fingers right now. I hear the fingers.
He doesn't do the air quotes, but that's what he says. That he says it in that tone.
I can only imagine. Jesus.
And like it's so funny because even like the behind the scenes, like he has audio problems that are easy to fix and stuff like this, like stuff that he could easily fix, but I guess like he just doesn't know, or like he just is like, oh well, it's that way because of this equipment. Like he seems blissfully unaware of the errors of filmmaking and like what people think of this, and like, oh my God, like that's why I'm like, if you ever get a chance to just
filmed with one boom mic too.
If you're like
there you go.
If you just like, want something to watch in the background, Best the Worst show, they talk about his movies all the time, and it's just like you can. I've discovered so much stuff like the oh God, what's the movie about the cat that has a demon cat inside the cat that comes out? It's a slasher film with a regular cat, but there's a demon cat inside the cat that comes out and kills people, but he can only stay out for so long because he's got to go back inside the regular cat so he can survive. I can't think of the name of it, and it's all on a cruise ship. There's so many movies like that are just terrible.
I don't know that one. No, I don't know that one. As soon as you threw in the cruise ship, I was like, could I use something similar to that?
Cat and a Cat. Mm-mm. The Shockma, the one about the freaking monkey that goes insane and kills people. Like, I like slasher movies, by the way, so I know a lot of like. That's probably why I like terrible like B movie stuff, because I love them.
See, the extent of my B movies are more like the kaiju films and like
I love kaiju films.
Like sci-fi ones, or it's like I was saying before, like the old B films that was done like by like El Santo, the old luchador, where it's like El Santo. It's almost like Kiss goes to the amusement park, but just insert, luchador wrestler here. Those are the kind of things that I was like raised on as a kid. That and all the old Bruce Lee films. Like I was way too young to watch Kiss of Death, but I watched it.
Like it's just like, because like that's a thing. Like I've heard of like there's like just like there's like Italian exploitation, there's like Latina exploitation stuff like that. That's just like movies that are like made to like, they made on whatever budget they had, and they just were trying to make a movie, and sometimes you get gold and sometimes it's just people who don't know what they're doing trying to make a movie happen. But there's something endearing about that. People are making these movies, and even if it's garbage, there's something funny about like what became of what they made. Mm-hmm. I love that stuff.
Wait, they celebrate like the 30th anniversary of that bad film. You're like 30 years since you made that film.
The documentary about Troll 2. Like the guy like who made Troll 2, he's just one of those Italian directors who makes a lot of those kind of movies. And then he didn't realize, started to realize that people were making fun of his movie. They weren't like here to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Troll 2 because they liked it. They liked it because it was like bad. Like stuff like that. And it's so weird because then you find people like that be like, oh damn, That's why. And then now he wants to make a Troll 3, even though there already is a Troll 3. He wants to make a proper Troll 3 with the same cast.
Is he
and
trying
everything.
to pull like the Leprechaun kind of like direction where there's like 8 or 9 Leprechaun films, which you only know about the Leprechaun in the Hood?
To keep in mind, the Troll movies, there are movies that have 3 different names that happen to be Troll something. So like, there's like 4 Troll 3s, for example. Like they're all this different movies, this with the same name, because I don't know, I guess a troll like monster, but Troll 2 doesn't have trolls in it, it has goblins. So that's why it's like like they go to the town of whatever goblin is backwards, Nilgog or something. I can't remember how you say it. Nilbog, something like that, yeah. And there's like scenes like kids like, that's goblin spelled backwards. It's where have you ever seen the meme? He's eating her. And then he's going to eat me. Oh my God. That's Troll 2.
I'm sure I have, and I'm sure I've crossed paths with it, but coming to the top of my head, I'm like, second, my mind's a little hazy on that one.
Like, oh God. Okay. We could like, I need to have you back on for just like us talking about like a movie or like just our favorite like movies like that.
We talk about Cyber 6 or Pirates of Dark Water.
Cyber 6.
Yeah. Let's talk about Cyber 6, live action Cyber 6.
Oh, no.
Pirates of Dark Water. Yeah, listen, before I think it was an animated film, I forget the order, if it was the animated film or the animated series first and then the live action film, or if it was the live action film and then the animated series. It's wild.
I love the Pirates of Dark Water SNES game. It's a beat 'em up.
Do you know that they came out with DVDs of Pirates of the Dark Water? I bought it.
Oh my God.
Sam was like, that. I'm still upset that they got rid of that show. That show was good, and they took it away from me. I mean, we had gargoyles, but damn it, I wanted Pirates of Dark Water. I hear you. I got you. And I bought him the DVDs for it. I was like, look, you gave me Serial Experiments Lane. I'm going to give you Pirates of Dark Water.
God, I just want to do like another episode of the podcast where like we just watch a bunch of these movies and then we have to talk about them and people will be like, what are you talking about?
We should Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh
we should literally do after last season, because it's not like you're gonna miss the concept of the film. You're not. So we could just literally talk over after last season and be like, "Did you see that?
That
was
fun.
a choice."
I need a safe for work version of doing that because like with LTN we're gonna be doing we're gonna be reacting to hentai dubs, and I don't know if you've ever seen a hentai dub, but they're not good. So
I haven't, but I've heard about them.
So it's gonna be a thing we're gonna do on the other site. Like it's just gonna be us reacting to those and getting react, because I have like a stack of these things on DVD that I bought, and I just want to see what my fellow members of LTN think of like the live action stuff. There's one where the original actress for Ash Ketchum plays a character and she's saying, "Oh, Ash, do me, Ash."
That's awkward.
Yeah,
that's awkward. I don't want. No, I mean, I support you to do that. Let me know how it is. That's clashing with my childhood too much. I'm not ready for that.
I would love to just sit and watch some movies with you like that. That would be so fun.
You'll see how confused I get if I ever have to watch those films. I'd be like, why is that there? What does that do?
I'm not saying watch hentai. I meant the other movies.
Okay. That's okay. Okay. That I'm down with. I'm down with the clown on that one.
I mean, I don't know.
No, the other ones I
Why is that going there? What is that?
What?
I could just
I'm very bashful.
Closing, covering your eyes the whole time.
Not only would I be closing my eyes, I would have to watch some pure anime following that, because I get very embarrassed by those things. And again, to each their own. Everybody, you do your life. I have no kink shaming here by me, but I personally for myself, I get very.
I would never force you to do something you would want to do something like that, especially since I know how vanilla you are. I don't want to ruin you.
I am the most soft serve ice cream. I can't help it. I'm so sorry.
Let me get a lick of that soft serve ice cream.
I don't know. A McDonald's. Da, 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 da.
The ice cream machine's always broken.
Listen, have you actually ever watched? Okay, I know we're getting close. the end of the episode, I think that I don't know where the times are, but I'm going to tell you real fast. You need to watch. There's an amazing documentary on YouTube about the story of like the whole like scam that goes behind the soft serve ice cream machines at McDonald's. It's one of the most prolific documentaries I've ever seen, and it's about the McDonald's soft serve ice cream machines and like how they're down and how it has.
I think I saw a video on that
manufacturing.
once because I do
It's
watch YouTube
great.
docs sometimes. So I'm like,
It's really good. It's really, really good.
is that the one where they talk about like how like the repair company owns the rights to the like machine and they're like the only ones who can like fix it or something like that? Yes.
Yes. It's so good. They're really good. They're really good.
Well,
you would be watching all that other stuff, and I'm like, but look at the soft serve machines. Look at those.
I actually, speaking of like YouTube style like docs and stuff, like this is like an older one, but like, have you ever heard of the video game years?
I don't know. Maybe.
So there was this.
I'm not sure.
There's this website I used to be like, I wasn't a partner, but like I was an affiliate of them called Retroware. They don't exist anymore. They're now like the name Retroware actually belongs to a game company now. But there's a series. It's on you. The whole thing's on YouTube. It's on Tubi. It's on Amazon. It's on a whole bunch of places. It's called the Video Game Years, and literally, it's a bunch of like YouTuber guys and gals and like doing interviews talking about games from. I think the earliest is 1977, and the last episode they did was like 1999. So like they did an entire series where like they're just talking about some of the pop culture and game stuff from those. It's like it was inspired by like this I think it was an MTV or VH1 show called like We Love the 80s or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So was a guy with dark hair and he has like a background of like either toys or movies or sometimes arcade cabinets behind him while he's explaining like the history during that time of like what pop culture was like, what games were like and toys were like and whatnot.
Something like that. Yeah. I think a couple of guys were like that because the first few episodes they just had backdrops and then eventually it started green screening stuff for like the video game years. Anyways, like it's made by a whole bunch of YouTube people from way back in the old, like back in the day when you had to like, you couldn't rely on YouTube. So you had to make a website to put your YouTube videos on to have people go and watch it there kind of thing. Like that era, I know that era's long gone, but like
I missed that time.
But
so
they were doing well enough. Retroware was that they made a show. They got all their producers together. They call them producers, but they're all YouTubers essentially together to make this show. And eventually they got real guests. Like they got one of the guys who worked in television. They got people who worked in industry. Like it has Tommy Tallarico in it before he got exposed, but it's still funny. He still provides some interesting stuff in that, but it's very
you have
much.
to send me the link to this. I would love to watch this if I haven't already watched.
I'll send you they used to release their episodes in parts because like they would just release them as things would get done and then they would just like put them together into full episodes. I'll send you the playlist of the full episodes. Even if you're like just want something to watch like in the background or where you're eating or something. It's really interesting because I'm very much I like to say that I'm very much a like video game and computer history buff. Like I love game history, learning how things were made, learning how the industry was. Like just random factoid, how they made the animations in the original Prince of Persia on PC and Apple II. Like literally going out and taking still shots and then painting over those and then putting those in the game, like stuff like that. Like just little factoids like that. I love stuff like that. So like stuff like LGR and 8-Bit Guy and all those people who do these videos about like classic computer and video game stuff. I love that stuff. I just eat that stuff up. So like,
have you seen then on YouTube the documentary about the three brothers who started Dwarf Fortress and like the history of Dwarf Fortress? That was so well done. I was like, he's got to have seen that by now because I know you've seen it.
It's been a while, but
so
I'm gonna rewatch that now because it's been a while since I've seen it.
It's a great, and mind you, I'm not even familiar with the Dwarf Fortress like games. Like I didn't actively play them myself, but to see the history behind it and like the narrative about how one of the brothers was a teacher, or I believe he was a college professor before he completely gave that up to fully devote himself to the game and what it's become today. It's amazing. It's phenomenal.
Like I didn't grow up with Commodore computers at all, but like the 8-bit guy's documentary on Commodore computers, like he went through every computer they released. Like that to me is so interesting because I don't know if you know this, but the Commodore 64 is the best-selling computer of all time. It's like
really
like there is no other brand PC whatever that's beaten it. It is the best-selling computer of all time. So
not even Hewlett Packard, like the old Hewlett Packard, like that had the Doom game built in, like the built-in. Really?
no, yeah, like because back then computers were like it was one model per company, and maybe they'd have another model later on. You know what I mean? So like it's not like now you go to HP and like they have like 60 different computer models you can choose from. But like it is the Commodore 64 is the single best-selling computer model of all time because that's all you could get at the time was a Commodore 64.
I guess that does make sense. It didn't have any rival that seemed
it lasted from 81 to 94. That's how long the computer was being used. Like it's huge. And I didn't know this. I was like I've never even heard of a Commodore 64. And so through like his like documentary, like he did that documentary because he's like everybody talks about Apple and like, you know, IBM and stuff, but like he's like really people should be talking about Commodore because they sold, you know, the most popular computer of all time. So why is nobody talking about this? So he did his own documentary series, and he doesn't just like talk about the history. He shows the computers. He like one of the big things of 8-bit Guy's channel is he fixes old computers and he shows you the process. So like I learned so much just like watching him like fix old computers and like how they worked and what makes them tick and all this stuff. I have to my side, I have a Packard Bell desktop that my old job was going to throw out, but they let me have. They let me have it, and so it has a monitor, keyboard, mouse. The only thing is it doesn't have a hard disk because company policy couldn't take a hard disk in case it had data in it, so I have to provide my own. But it's also like a 25-year-old computer, so I'm probably just going to put an SD card in it instead. And
no reason not to.
There's
no reason not to.
The sticker on the front of this pizza says Windows 3.1 compatible. That's how old this thing is. Like it's and so that's why I love learning that stuff. And there's another guy, what's it, God, I could talk
Odd
forever about this
Tinkerer,
stuff.
the one that cleans the Super NES. That's been my new thing as a.
Is he the ASMR guy who just like does it quietly or whatever?
I don't know if he's ASMR per se, but he literally just goes and he cleans it, and he just puts like subtitles in, but he shows you how he breaks it down and he puts the actual, like he cleans the green, I guess the motherboard, so to speak, or wherever the wiring is, cleans out with isopropyl alcohol, but then he like whitens the actual like like the outer shell case in like LED UV lighting. It's so fast.
Oh, he retrobrights it then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so well done though. I think he's called the Odd Tinker. Very, very.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I just started watching that recently.
There's a guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Usagi Electric or something like that. He gets mainframe computers as old as the 1940s and like fixes them and gets them working like vacuum tubes and stuff. In fact, he recently did a video where he got Doom, I say in air quotes, working on one of the oldest mainframe computers of all time. And then when I say he got Doom working, it doesn't have graphics. Its graphics output goes to like a printer, essentially. That's how old of a computer it is. When I say he got Doom running, he got the themes, like the first level theme song working on it, like a computer that used punch cards. Like that's how old this thing is. I was like blown away. I'm like, how? Like there wasn't even an emulator for this thing. The guy who figured it out had to build an emulator for this computer that there's only one of in the world right now that works. He had to figure it out, and he made it work. It's so people are awesome.
Oh, people are when you see what people can do and taking the things that are considered like the most trivial, the small detail stuff, those people that highlight it and shine it, those are my favorite people to watch. That's what I love about YouTube. I'm like, I can't get into too much of like the bigger, like I don't get the Karen's thing and like the influencer try this new hair cut. I like this stuff much more. It's always fascinating.
I'm gonna have to send you playlists. You're gonna have to send me playlists. That's what's gonna have to happen.
Oh, listen. It's gonna be better than Spotify. This is better than the Spotify playlist. I'm like, I got you, homie. I got you.
Maybe listen to us on Spotify in the future.
Oh, that's right. That's possible. Anything's possible.
And I know. Sorry, I don't want to keep you too long, but I do have a one more important question I want to ask you, just bringing it all back in.
Oh, no, you're good.
So what are your big plans for your streaming and content going forward? Like what do you want to do, and is there anything in the works that you can talk about that, you know, that's at a stage you can talk about? Obviously, like, you've been leaving little sprinkles about like your debut and stuff, but is there anything like you want to do or anything you've got coming up that you want to tell people about?
I mean, for myself personally, I love the position that I'm in right now with the amazing community that's kind of grown organically and curated. I feel like, you know, of course, if more people come in, it's definitely a more the merrier. But I'm so happy being this small little, you know, part-time independent VTuber.
Right.
And you know, definitely if more people do decide to stop on by, it's always welcome. But I love where we're at now. But in terms of where the future holds for me, I kind of worry about looking too far in the future, because it's gonna make me miss the moments and the memories that are like I'm reveling in right now. So I try not to think too far ahead. I try not to make too much of a long-term plan for things, but I do know that the live 2D model will be releasing very, very soon. I can't stress how soon it's going to be debuting. Just putting that out there. But I mean, aside from that, I just want to, you know, keep meeting new folks. I want to keep playing Phantasy Star. I want people to keep enjoying the joy of.
I want to do a
games
collab with
that-
you. Like, I want to find something we can do together. Either one of us sitting in with each other, or a game we can play together. Just something we can do. I mean,
I would be down for. I think there would be a couple. I think there's a couple ideas things we can do. I don't know. I have to see what it. I mean, let me know what your computer specs are. I think you can come join me. Star Online. It's a small download. It's free.
Are you talking about PSO2 or?
Or no, PSO1.
Oh yeah, no. I was playing that 3 computers ago. That's when I first played that.
Okay. So then so we'll figure something out. But I would love to collaborate with streamers. I will say that I am very hard to adapting to change. So I know that once I do the stealth debut with the live 2D model, I think early on in the beginning, it's going to be a learning process for me to, like, you know, getting my setup ready and stuff like that. So I'm definitely nervous, especially because I'm the most tech savvy. But I'm going to do that, and I would like to do some labs, play with some friends.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, are you going to push for partner?" I'm like, absolutely not. I'll never be a partner. I'm an eternal affiliate, but I'm happy, and that's the most important thing. Is I just want to stay happy. I just want to meet new folks who love fantasy as much as I retro. I want people to sing more Serial Experiments Lane with me. Like, if they hear Boa DeVay, just let it flow through your bone.
It's nice having a tiny community. You know what I mean? Like, it's yeah. If it happens, like, I mean, I've been doing this since 2006. If my big break was gonna happen, it hasn't happened yet, and I'm not waiting up for it. So
I mean, I'm always amazed by the trajectory and the traction that the channel's gained in the span of, you know, late 2023 to now. Like, where I am now, I never expected it to get to this point, and it always puts me in a point of, you know, gratitude, and I'm always eternally thankful, because I'm not where I am without the community behind it. So that's something I always try to stay rooted and stay humble on. But in terms of long-term plans, I think it's just taking everything one day at a time, you know, doing the things that makes me happy, playing the games I want to play. I found Dot Hack available on Steam. I really want to play Dot Hack.
Oh god,
I love the old hot Dot Hack anime series. So this is going to be a blast from the past. Maybe we'll see, but I want to play that. I'm going to be playing a game about digging a hole this weekend. I'm pretty I'm all over the place, but I'm having a blast. So I'm just having fun. That's
awesome.
Really the long-term plans.
That's the way to be. Like, would I be, you know, I always think, I'm like, would I be any happier if I had like a huge following like some of the other like VTubers have? I'm like, not really. I mean, it would, I mean, I would stream more because it would be my day job, but like, I'm not like, I like doing this as a hobby. And if I didn't like doing this as a hobby, I probably would have stopped a long time ago. Like, it's one of those things, like when I had to move into this house a couple years ago, back in, I think it was 2022, 2023. I'm trying to remember when it was. the Thursday before I got laid off from a job, and then we had a tornado come through, and I didn't have internet, so I couldn't stream. I didn't know what to do with myself for like a week because I was like, I want to stream. I want to make content, but I was like, I can't do anything right now. I just sat and I played Pokemon because that's all I could do. But it like even beforehand, because it was a slow move into this house, I was like, okay, I need to like not stream for a few weeks. I lasted maybe a couple days. I'm like, I want to get back to doing my hobby. You know what I mean? So it's it's hard. Like I'm going to do this until the doctors physically say, you know, no more. But, and even then I'll still keep doing it because Iron Mouse gets away with it. Why can't I?
I commend those that have this as a full-time career, like to those who are either full-time content creators or full-time VTubers, or people who are working on that journey towards being a full-time VTuber. You have my utmost respect because I see how chaotic those chats get and how they have to go through literally like a speed of chat. Like how they do it is beyond me, and I completely commend them. But for myself personally, I know that I need that separation of church and state because I love the time that I get to spend this because like you said, this is very much a labor of love for me. This is a passion project and it's my livelihood. It's what keeps me sane from, you know, the bleakness of the real world. So it's nice to have that separation. If I were to make this my career, and I've done that once before from when I was working back in the music industry, when you make your dreams your career and you make it your lifestyle, it can really kind of suck your soul dry. So kind of told myself, I don't want to make that mistake twice. I want to make this something that I purely love for me and the people that enjoy watching it, but leave it at just that. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
See where it goes.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's the thing too. Like I love this. I say like it's funny, like I keep saying, you know, now that I have a nephew and I'm getting closer to 40, I'm probably going to slow down and not stream so many times a week. But even still, I still want to keep doing this as long as I can. And, you know, as long as I still find it fun, because that's the real thing. If I'm not enjoying it, people are going to notice, and I want to, you know.
You can't bullshit chat. They see that from a mile away and they will call you out. They don't care. That's why I'm like, don't ever lie to chat. Chat can see it right through the thick of things. Don't ever try to undermine them.
And I've been doing this so long. I've seen people like get super big and then burn out and whatnot. And like, especially a lot of people in the VTuber community, they'll buy this real expensive model from like Iron Vertex or something, costs like $5,000, but they have no personality and they're not enjoying what they're doing, and people can tell. And so they'll get a big bump right away, but they'll slowly resent it. And I never want to resent doing this. I always been a proponent for any of the content I've made online is like, if I stop enjoying it, I stop doing it. I remember I was trying to not only just keep doing like, as I started becoming a VTuber, like start doing streams a lot and then continuing to do my other content and do game reviews. I wrote a whole review for a Halloween video and I was filming it and I was like, you know what? I'm just not feeling this. Even though I did all this work on this, I'm just going to move on and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and not, you know, because I could have done that video and it would have been, I would have probably had to grind on it to make it come out, but I would have been like, it's just not good. So I now take my time with some of my more edited content, and I'm like, the streams are my regular things, or the Let's Plays are like regular things, or this podcast. Like, it doesn't happen all the time, but like when it happens, I want it to happen for a really good reason. And I'm glad that, you know, the first one in like 7 months was a good one with somebody that is awesome like you. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Thank you for having me. Now, see, when you come on Martinez Happy Hour, we're just gonna pick up right where we left off. Be like, listen, if you missed the first part, click on this link, and now we're gonna pick up from where we left off because I got some TV shows that I need to tell you about, some movies to tell you about. So it's not a goodbye. It's definitely a see you later. It's like, it's all right. I'll see you in 2 months.
I'm excited. I'm excited to do your show too, because like it sounds like a lot of fun too, and.
It's very much a similar format like this. Again, I think the only difference is questions. That's all I email questions because I'm always worried. Just let me know if any of these are taboo. I did my best.
There's not much that's taboo for me.
Okay. Ooh, we should play Uno while we're doing our interview. Uno reverse the interview. Oh, that might be a good idea. We could just do the entire interview playing Uno.
I was just gonna do that.
I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at any of this. Uno reverse. I want that emote. That's so cool.
Yeah, if you're subbed, it's a sub emote, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, hold on.
Didn't you already?
Oh, no, I'm right. Oh, I am. I got gifted a sub. Thank you, Lantis Grayfield. Thank you. And can I take a moment to also say your chat and your community are, and excuse my French, fucking amazing. They are some of the kindest, sweetest souls. Like during the entire interview, they are some of the like nicest people. So you guys are awesome.
Wow. Guys, you're getting props. Wow.
Yeah.
Usually they just like to bully me because I have this like soft dom mommy like persona online, and so their only chance to get back at me is to like get me when I'm streaming.
Do you have a pineapple hat too? Because I have a pineapple hat.
Okay, can you explain that to me? I don't understand the pineapple hat.
So the pineapple hat is a long-running joke within our community. One of the community members made the joke, you know, how funny would it be if you had maybe like a hat that was shaped like a pineapple, or maybe like a chair that looked like a bagel, so you could have a pizza bagel or a pineapple on pizza hat. And we laughed and joked about it, and then someone made it. And so I made it a redeem.
God.
And the thing was, you know, I just started changing my models. I went from my Mark 1 model to my Mark 2 model, which is the current version that you're seeing here on the screen.
Was the one with the cat ears your Mark 1?
Yeah, that was Mark 1. That was Mark 1.
I was gonna say, because your icon still has like a cat. I'm like, are you a cat?
Oh, well, she had cat ears. That in the AC scratch off, she did have cat ears. I could definitely send you like a bigger image of it. Ooh. But she had like a complete mech upper torso, and then just regular like human. But then the updated version is kind of more of like a tribute to Demi from Phantasy Star 4, with a lot of maid captain elements, like Yurika Misumaru from Nadeshiko.
Okay.
So when we started joking around about putting on the pineapple hat, I'd be like, okay. So I put it on, I wear it for 15 minutes. I would constantly forget to take off the hat. I still do. But, you know, I would take it off. And then and I was like, okay. But without fail, people love putting the pineapple hat on my head because I would be like, in the middle of a conversation, something important. I can't believe this character died. Did you really just put a pineapple hat on my head after this character died? And I would get so tilted. And chat was like, this is hilarious. We just want to piss you off. And of course, it's in good fun and jest. I could be in the middle of doing something really serious, and someone's going to redeem the pineapple hat on pizza. And I'm like, bitch, I'm never going to get this hat off my head. I have a beret. I'm trying to look cool. I can't look cool with this hat on my head. So with every new model, the community, specifically a amazing artist by the name of Arliss Bloxer05, he keeps making updated hats for each model, and it's just kind of in tradition at this point.
You know what's funny? I am not a fan of pineapples, and when people say, when people come to me and say, "What's your favorite pizza? Is it Hawaiian?" I'm like, hell no. I heard
that was Canadian too. That's a Canadian pizza, right?
It's funny. My friend, Blonde Guy Gamer, actually lives in the town where the Hawaiian was invented.
See?
In Ontario. He lives in that town. And his uncle would frequently, because he loved it so much, would frequently carry a can of pineapples, because he would go to pizza places, and if they wouldn't have pineapple, he would just put it on himself. This is real Blonde Guy Gamer lore, by the way. So if anybody's wondering,
this is genuine. This is the genuine article. This means you've tried it before, though, right? You've given it a shot.
It's okay. My favorite pineapple is dried pineapple. I don't like the fruit. I don't like, pineapple drinks. I'm like, much to my partner's dismay, I don't like, like a lot of pineapple on pizza. The last time I tried it, I thought it was okay. Mm-hmm. But I'm not like, it's not like my favorite or anything. Like I'm of a personal belief that pineapple does not belong on pizza. I'm sorry to all your people. I'm sorry.
No. They personally are also of agreement. They're huge. They just only like pineapple on my head as a hat. That's not to say that they also support pineapple on pizza.
Can you add a toggle that like makes it so if somebody who doesn't like pineapple can redeem a separate redeem, that it shotguns it off your head?
So when I do my stealth debut very, very soon,
Uh-oh.
Zero,
Oh shit, did we are we getting the tea?
I can't tell you, but you should tune into the streams very, very soon. Maybe you want to check out the channel and look at the artist and designer of the Mark III model. Maybe you'll get a better idea as to when it's going to debut.
I
don't know how many more.
I can't use.
Don't know how many more hints I need to put that.
I can't use the regular shout out command because I've shouted you out too many times, so I'm going to use my other one. I can't use the shout out command. Hatsune Miku.
I'm just telling you, there's things that have been implemented. I have had minimal sleep these last few weeks since the start of June in preparation for this.
Damn.
But it's gonna be releasing very soon.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I mean, listen, I hope folks expect that when that stealth debut happens, that they fully understand the jank that's probably going to follow those first couple streams.
Yeah.
But
it always happens.
It's going to be a learning experience. And if anything, it's going to make for great memories. There are some new redeems. There are some new channel point redeems for folks. Some classic ones that are coming back for the live 2D mod. There's a bonus outfit that I'm still mad at myself that I did it, but I did it because I did it for the chat. I did it for the chat. I have thoughts on it. They're gonna love it, and it should be a good time. It should be a good
I'm so excited, and now you're another person I can add to my collection of Maid VTubers, like Maid Gamer Claire and Maid and Maid Miu and Femboy Zero in a Maid Nurse outfit. What?
I love femboys. Oh, femboy maid outfits. That's
I sent.
like slay.
Oh yeah, I sent this to you back in January. I forgot I sent it to you.
Slay. Give it to me. I'll take it. There is an armada of maids, much like there's a big representation of PNG tubers and VTubers that are professors. I see that there's a league of professors, so there's like an armada of maids. I stand strong with them. I stand strong with all those fellow maid VTubers. I'm here for you guys.
Damn, we gotta do something like if my lore comic series / like anime thing ever happens, I'm gonna have to have a crossover episode.
Listen, if you ever need a voice actor, I will gladly voice, and I'll only do specific at your. I'll leave an R with a double R.
And I will gladly be the director.
There you go.
Help you out.
There you go.
Because that's just more fun for what I do these days. I have more fun directing people for like games and stuff. And the nice thing is, a lot of people is if they don't know what to do, like they're new, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and then you just do what I do, just make it a million times better. So.
Oh, okay. It's like, just like that. Okay. Cash.
Yeah.
No big
like if
deal.
people are like, I'm sitting like, if they're like, I don't understand how to say this line, I'm like, okay, let me do it in my most, the most feminine voice I can do to match you, and just do it as a regular person doing it, not like me.
I literally have like two speeds. I could do the really high pitched childlike voice, and it can be great, or I can do very low timbre, very like
Mommy,
sinister.
sorry.
So that's
Mommy,
all I got.
Sorry, Mommy, sorry.
I take you to the gym. Nobody skips leg day on my watch. No, sorry, don't do that. Don't skip leg day though. Seriously, don't skip leg day. It's a very
Pizza,
important.
you already know that I'm into ladies with muscles, but I also gotta tell you, one of my things is sweat. Don't even get me started.
Oh, so you should drink Gatorade because that's how you lose electrolytes.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I didn't know where you're going with that.
Let's just say one of my partners doesn't need to shower because I got a tongue.
Oh, that's
what I meant.
That saves on the water bill, I guess. Yeah,
it sure does. In this economy,
that saves on the water bill.
She gets clean. I'm a cat. I clean myself with the tongue. It's win-win, and I get my rocks off.
Oh, that has nothing to do with electrolytes. That has nothing to do with Gatorade. I'm here going, I'm like, a Gatorade.
My God, you really are vanilla.
I am. I'm a very shy Oh, oh. I don't know if that's an excuse, but it works for me. Get
What?
off my lawns.
Get on my lawn.
Get on my lawn.
I gotta send you him
I gotta
too.
work on that.
Shit.
What?
The Retro Bird, like we talked about earlier. I'm like, I gotta send you the guy who's the Get on my lawn hat.
Oh, yes. You have to.
And he
Definitely.
talks like this when he talks about his games. You know, not every game can have nanners in them, but they really should.
I feel like, whoa, the nanners, get that potassium. Get that potassium.
He's just a guy who loves bananas and is an awkward dad, and he plays video games. That's why I love him.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing that those people.
So, okay, I have one additional question.
Okay.
What's the threshold in terms of following or something else, subs, whatever, to get us a spicy pizza tag? What's the threshold?
A spicy pizza tag? What do you mean, like a spicy?
Like, you know, spicy.
I don't know what you mean by tag. Like a price tag or like a sticker
Like a hashtag.
or...
You know how people have like an art tag for their artwork?
Oh,
but I mean like that.
oh.
But like but like spicy. Like what's the goal here?
There's usually no goal with that. Personally, for myself and myself alone, and also out of respect for my husband, I don't do spicy. I don't do buffalo wings. I don't do buffalo wings, and I don't do spicy.
Damn, I go to wing night every Monday with the boys.
Right? I mean, like Pizza Hut, great deals. But personally, for myself, I don't do NSFW. That's
Gotcha.
just a personal choice for myself, and
it's Pizza Hut, not Pizza Slut. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm literally like, we don't need. That's what Papa John's doing it for all. I'm good, you know. So
that pizza's
I
greasy.
personally do not. Well, like his face. But I know some people. They're like, oh, NSFW. I'm like, I support everyone. Like, you know, retrospect everyone. You do. You. Personally, for myself, I don't. I keep it SFW.
Well,
spicy tags for me.
It's a good thing that Blue Sky makes you spoiler those, because I'm sure something of mine will come in your feed one of these days. And you'll be like, well, that's a cat, an exposed cat, if you know what I'm saying.
Like it went outside, like it out the window.
I mean,
like,
it could be outside, depending on what I'm feeling like that day.
Okay. I mean, my cat, if I open the window.
So you know how Pizza, you know how like Gundam has new types, right?
Yeah.
I have something similar to that. It's called a new half.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like a new type, but with all the instruments.
So you have like a laser beam gun and like a tractor.
Well, yeah,
cannon?
yes, I do. Yeah, I do have those things built in. Obviously, I'm a cyborg cat. But I mean, like, there's like a, you know, there's like a. When I say I'm gender fluid, I mean there's like, you know, lots of equipment. So
you have accessories, like additional like accessories, like you have like the little items that you can clip in. Is what you're saying?
You ever seen the meme with that's with the anime girl looking up and there's just a particular shadow above their head?
No.
Okay. Yep. You're right, Professor Doc. She's never being the Seiso allegations.
I legitimately don't know. I'm trying to follow your path, and the only thing I got to was Lantis mentioned squid before, so I'm assuming there's tentacles, and that's where my head went.
I mean, sometimes, but let's just say, like, if you ever find yourself unfortunately finding something I forgot to spoiler on Twitter or Blue Sky,
It's okay.
I'm
Again,
not sorry.
it's a representation of you.
It's-
Then don't apologize. Yeah, that's a representation of you that makes you happy. I have no question.
It's so, yeah, you might see by accident a large thing.
Like a Gundam?
Yeah. Let's call it a Gundam. I'll just swing my
Okay.
Gundam around. Yep.
Swing. Okay.
Swing it
Okay.
around.
Well, is it going to be like a Gundam Zero? Is it going to be like Kyrios, or is it going to be like a G like RX-78 or
Well, like a wacky
Zaku?
like a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Oh, like the things that you see at the car dealerships when they're trying to sell cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the old like Pizza Head from the old pizza commercials, Mr. Pizza Face. That's what I think of.
Mr. Pizza.
Like those kind of representations. Like
I think of
that's immediately where my head jumps to when you talk about the wavy like car salesman.
I think of the Noid because he had an NES game made by Capcom.
I support that. But listen.
Listen, if we're
People-
talking pizza
people-
toppings, it's a pepperoni. It's a big one.
Okay. So listen, more people, you'd be surprised. There's tons of people that like to post those things on social media, and that's okay.
I'm
I
just
go,
saying, if you
okay,
see it, I apologize in advance. If you see the pepperoni,
don't apologize because that's a representation of you. Like that's totally cool. I know people are always like, pizza, you're gonna get like swimsuit pizza. Are you ever gonna show your feet? And I'm like, I'm never gonna do that.
okay, so
Ever.
swimsuit. I could see it being a very modest swimsuit.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this, chat? What's the goal to get swimsuit pizza?
Oh, that's not gonna happen either.
At all? Not even like a onesie?
You have, tune into the stream on Tuesday, or I just tune
on
into the
Tuesday?
stream very soon. No, tune in very, very soon. You caught me off guard. How dare you? All I'm saying is there are bonus costumes
Maybe that was the
that
plan
are-
all along.
that were tasteful. That's rude.
Oh,
That's rude. What do you mean? That was
Tasteful?
the plan all along. Yeah, they
Tasteful?
are tasteful. There are bonus outfits. There are bonus outfits that people are going to be looking for.
well, because the reason, of course, the reason I ask is because my 3D model has a swimsuit. We can be on the beach together.
I don't know. I would be more inclined to do like realistic, like between you and me. I would love to do a tokusatsu outfit for pizza. I
Oh
think
my
that
god.
I would love to do like that. If I was going
We
to
went
do
through this.
another
We went through
outfit
this
design,
entire podcast, and I didn't mention Kamen Rider one time.
I would love to do a tokusatsu costume.
Because my debut comic, like, I haven't shown it in a while, but I have an animation for it. Like, I voiced over it with some friends, and actually Askey's in it too. This outfit has a belt that was inspired by Kamen Rider, and that's the transformation device for this for Cyborg Zero. That's how I get all this armor attached.
That's so cool.
But
That's awesome.
Like I could play the animation for everybody right now because I still have it open. But like, yeah, I mean, I didn't mention Kamen Rider once. Isn't that crazy, Shadow Princess?
That's wild. And I would be here talking about like Mecha Violator Hokkaido, which I think is an amazing movie. So good.
You know what? Tell
good.
you what. When we end the podcast, when I'm going to like find someone to raid, I'll play the animation for everybody, and then they'll get to see it. Because I'm gonna have to take a few minutes to I have a target, but take a few minutes to make sure they're live and all that fun stuff. So, but yeah, I'll play the animation. I haven't played it in a long time. I used to play it at the start of every stream, but then it got old. So I was like, I'll save this for when I need it. But since we've got some people in here who haven't seen it, I think I should show it off again.
Yes, please. Tokusatsu all the way.
Kamen Rider is
I'm
like my
here for it.
favorite show of all time. Like,
Oh, is it your favorite show of all time?
yes.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite show of all time, but I do enjoy the genre.
I've been rocking in my chair all week waiting for the new Gav episode. You have no idea like how much I'm like, when's it coming out?
I'm jonesing. I'm fiending.
They always land on cliffhanger too to make me want to watch it. And we do this thing in my server called Toku Tuesday where we watch a tokusatsu series, but we only watch a couple episodes. And sometimes we end on a cliffhanger of a two-parter, and people are like, "We gotta wait till next week." I'm like, "Yep, you guys gotta wait till next week."
Like, how dare you? How dare you?
Yes, Build is like the best. It's not my favorite, but it's the best. Anyways, yeah, I could go on. You start talking about kaiju, and I'm like, one of my close friends, Mittens, has said that we're going to do a Godzilla-thon at some point because I've only seen a handful of Godzilla films.
They're
and
so
he's
good.
like, we got to watch the Rodans, we got to watch the Mothras. I'm like, okay, let's just watch all of them at some point. So.
Oh, yeah. Rebirth of Mothra 1, 2, and 3, literal. So good. I love Mothra.
Do you know
She's my favorite.
Do you know what's kind of silly and ridiculous?
What?
My one partner, Karama, her favorite Godzilla movie is the American one from like 98.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Listen, everyone starts somewhere. I support this. Karama, I want you to know that's okay. That's okay. I'll watch it with you because it's still Toho.
I'll still watch it with
okay.
her if she wants to watch it. She did like -1 as well, though, when she finally watched it, which is so good.
Oh, Shin Godzilla. Y'all, if you love Hideaki, gotta watch Shin Godzilla. He directed it. So good.
I want to watch it because I've seen Shin Kamen Rider and I wanted to watch Shin Ultraman, but it wasn't playing in theaters here. But then Shin Kamen Rider was put on Amazon, so I was like, oh, I gotta watch that. So
it's good. It's really, really good.
I want to watch the whole Shin series. I want that crossover between the Shin movies and Evangelion that they teased in an advertisement. I'm like, please make that happen. Make Shin Evangelion and then make the series crossover.
Bringing things full circle, I will say this because it sounds like you're a very big fan of Hideaki Anno. If you watch G-Quacks is a love letter to the fans of Gundam, but the first 3 episodes were consulted by Hideaki Anno. So there's things that you're going to see. There's Easter eggs that you're going to find. Watch it. So I'm just saying.
Shit, I'm going to have to watch it now. Well, I mean, if Eski's probably, I don't know if he's still here. He may have gone to bed or had to get ready because he's got work and whatnot coming on. But like, if he's like, we're going to watch G Gundam. I'm like, I'll watch that again. And then maybe one thing will lead to another. And I'll have to watch.
Gotta watch G-Quacks. It's literally the last episode of the season is this. I think this coming week is the last.
So I can just binge it. See, that's my thing. I don't like waiting. So I'm just.
You could totally binge watch the. Yeah, I think the last 9 episodes or 8 episodes shown. You can binge watch through those easily.
Shadow Princess, really, don't even joke about that because I've literally thought about if I could be in Nikkei. I've got the booty for it. My character's a cyborg cat girl. It's basically a Nikkei. And I have a sword that turns into a gun because melee weapons that become ranged weapons are awesome.
They are very good.
Okay. It's like almost 10 o'clock. I probably shouldn't keep you any longer than I already have. This has been amazing. You are such an awesome person. And I want to do so much stuff with you now. I want to watch those movies. I want to like play some games with y'all and like,
Listen, you're going to be on Margarita's happy hour, so we'll still, and I'm sure we're going to be chatting back and forth. I'll get my playlist together. YouTube videos.
I'm getting my playlist together.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. We'll be watching stuff. We're going to be great. We're going to become the best friends. And I just like I could just see like 4 Coma comics of like me trying to say something lewd and you being like, you mean this, right? And just being like, no, not that.
Listen, chat does it all the time, and they'll be like, "Come on, pizza, are you lewd or are you Daiso? I'm the convenience store, the general. Here for it."
You heard her, folks. The convenience store's open.
Yeah, 100 yen. You can get your little clips.
100 yen. Wow.
Magnets.
She's cheap too.
I don't know if Daiso is 100 yen. I think. Is Daiso I think Daiso is like not the convenience store, but maybe like the general store. If I'm not mistaken. I'd have to look it up.
Well, in any case, this has been amazing. And guys, remember, keep an eye on this Tuesday for pizza.
I've been holding this in. I'm so mad at myself because I've been holding this in now, and I did it to myself.
But if you, I do want to let everybody know, if you did miss this, I do private the VODs afterwards because I put the full version of the podcast on Patreon first. So I'll leave it up for a little bit so people, if they want to catch up, if they missed the start of it, but I usually leave it for about 24 hours and then I take it down to put the Patreon version up. So if you guys missed this, it'll be up there. And then a day after Patreon, it goes on YouTube, which you can watch the full quality version there too. So you will get another chance to see this. And of course, I will make sure to send you the link so that we'll be continuing our conversation 2 months later when I come on your show for, was it the Margarita Hour you call it, or
Margarita's Happy Hour?
Margarita's Happy Hour.
Listen, yeah, we'll treat it like it's a Dragon Ball Z episode, like it's the middle of a fight, and then like
I'll get a margarita. I'll bring a margarita.
Feel free to. Yes, go for it.
Hell yeah.
By all means, I welcome it.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, thanks a lot for stopping by. Thanks again, PizzaMaid, for agreeing to do this with me. And I am so excited for the future of things that we're going to do and stuff that we're going to chat about. I'm going to be in your DMs like crazy.
That's okay.
Unless I forget to message.
Okay. Oh, yeah. If you remember to, by all means, feel free to. And thank you so much, Shadow Princess VT. Thank you. You were also amazing for the convo. Thank you to your chat.
Yeah, everybody in chat's been awesome tonight. Thanks, guys, for stopping by as well. All right, I have a raid target. It's going to be my friend One Roll, which I think is still streaming. I'm going to set up the raid, but while the raid's being set up, I am going to play that animation for y'all so you can see it. And I do have a raid message that you guys can use. I have one if you're subbed and one if you're not. I'll make sure to put that in the chat for everybody. But until the next podcast, I'll see you guys next time, and don't circumlocute. It's illegal. I will know. I will find out. Yeah, don't do that because it's illegal. All right. Anything you want to say before we head off?
You know what? This has been the head maid in charge here, PizzaMaid. It has been a pleasure today. Please be sure to tune in again more at twitch.tv/Zeromaster. Check out more Master's content as well as on YouTube. And never, ever, ever, ever forget that this little android loves you.
Tip your waitresses.
And tip your waitress. Yeah, try the veal.
All right. See you guys later. We're going to do the ending slate, and then we'll go into the animation, and we'll do the raid. Goodbye, everybody.